afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. Today, the final day for underclassmen to declare for the NFL Draft. Ohio State has had 5 players enter the draft already. The latest to do so, tight end Max Clare. The last day for players to enter the transfer portal is Friday. Coming off of a huge win on the road over Maryland this past weekend, the 14th-ranked Ohio State women's basketball team is back at the shot tonight, taking on Penn State at 6:30. Tyler Danberg has the call over on the Fan 2, beginning at 6:15. The Ohio State men's basketball team off until Saturday when they host UCLA at 1. Former Ravens head coach John Harbaugh with his first in-person interview today as he's in New York talking with the Giants. Former Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski interviewed with the Miami Dolphins. This one's sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, back at it. Rothman and Ice. Anthony Rothman, my man Matty Ice, TLC behind the glass. Fellas, it is outstanding to see you as always. And appreciate you guys holding it down for me. I'll just say it was not a vacation. Tough to come back. A lot of emotion, but truly feel supported by everybody here at the station and people that have been very close to me. And so I want to thank you guys for holding it down. There's been nothing short to talk about, but you guys are very much appreciated, part of my family here and part of my team. And it's good to be back with you.
Well, you know, we love you, man. We know you got a lot of home here as always, and we missed you around these parts. And you're right, man. It's just been so much stuff happening, and I cannot wait to talk to you about it. Local stuff happening in the AFC North. We got a national championship game on Monday, AR, that includes the Indiana Hoosiers. Are you kidding me?
When I saw Maddie, so Monday night the Steeler game was Monday night.
Yeah.
And I'm watching that game, and they bring up the 2 logos. And the U is on the left. And listen, the U hasn't been the U in a long time, but it's still got some branding power. It does.
Yeah.
You know, when Irvin and Lewis are, you know.
What is that? That experience on the sideline.
Bouncing around the sidelines.
Michael Irvin with the belt. I mean, he is just on one.
Yeah. And then you see the red IU logo.
Yeah.
On Monday Night Football being promoted for a national championship, that they're in the Super Bowl of college football. And you know me, this screams for a mental hedge. Like, I can't believe the spread's going up. We'll talk about it later on. I don't want to get too into it, but and I guess I can believe it and I can't believe it because I know what the book says. The book says that look at what they've done to a couple of teams that maybe they didn't think they would destroy. I think people thought maybe that Bama would finally hit their
maker,
wall.
yeah.
And but the Oregon game, no. I did not see that one coming, especially in a rematch game when everybody said the rematch games always go, 90% they go the other way. And that one just kept steamrolling the mistakes they took advantage of. So we'll get to that.
Yep.
I know we got the CBJ and the fact that, I was thinking about this the other day, that I've kind of sworn off betting on hockey. And I said to myself yesterday, and I talked to a couple different people, and I said, I don't bet on hockey anymore, but if I did, I would have put a lot of money on last night's game. And it's kind of like that old thing. You guys remember, it may be just before your time, maybe. Do you remember the campaign that Dos Equis did, the most interesting man in the world?
Absolutely, yeah.
You do remember that?
For sure,
I don't know if Cole would remember that. So they found this actor, and he was kind of this debonair guy, the black and gray hair and the beard, and I assume was foreign, but spoke, very well, and just a really debonair older guy. Mm-hmm. And he had this thing like, I don't usually drink beer, but when I do, I prefer Dos Equis.
Yep.
And then at the end, he would say, stay thirsty, my friends, or whatever. Cole, do you remember the most interesting man in the world?
Yeah, in fact, I saw him in a commercial this past week doing a commercial for some other brand, like same shtick, though.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
I hadn't seen him in like
surfaced.
I hadn't seen him like a decade.
What's his official name?
His official name is
The most interesting man in the world.
Yeah, that's right. It is that's his alias, but his Jonathan Goldsmith. And I don't know where he's originally from, but that's what came to my mind when I said I don't usually bet on hockey, but when I do, I prefer betting on teams whose coaches just got fired.
Yeah, last night was
honestly that's the thing. And so, but then I went back and I started looking him up, and there were some really funny things that came up about this actor, and he said that he really knew he made it. He said in an interview that he realized how successful the campaign had become because he was sitting in a nightclub or a bar, and he always had two beautiful ladies next to him, and there's the beer.
Nice little gig.
It's like it was
nice little gig.
Like,
yeah.
And I guess he had to audition for it. It's not like they just discovered. It's not like they just said, "Hey, we like your look," and you get the job. Like I think he auditioned for it. And he says here in an interview, I looked up an old interview, and he said he knew he had made it when he was at a restaurant, and a man had asked his young son, they came up to him, what he wanted to be when he grew up. And the son replied, I want to be the most interesting man in the world. And I guess he was approached like people like Jordan and Leo DiCaprio and other people. Like he'd become his character in a great way. You know, he was typecast. And so I started reading some of the examples of the stuff they started putting out, like the memes and things they started putting out. And one is more funnier than the other. It's like, he once cheated death, and death didn't mind. If opportunity knocks and he's not home, opportunity waits. If he were to pat you on the back, you would list it on your resume. Mosquitoes refuse to bite him purely out of respect. This is one of my favorites. His 2 cents is worth $37.
I like the rattlesnake one.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
Once a rattlesnake bit him. After 5 days of excruciating pain, the snake finally died. When he has a 50-50 shot, the odds are 80-20 in his favor. He's the most interesting man in the world. Oh,
That's a hockey team?
Actually, this one is even better. He won the Lifetime Achievement Award twice.
Goodness gracious. That's awesome.
But anyway, I started thinking, like, I don't usually bet on hockey anymore, but when I do, I prefer betting on teams that lose their coaches. And the other thing this set up was, it's set up for them because Calgary's in town and, you know, they don't score a lot. But I'll tell you, when they tied the game, what I saw last night was a team that, what usually happens, and this wasn't really like the interim bump. This was like, here, a brand new guy coming in, bonus, a guy that's coached, NHL level head coach, maybe more than 1,200 games. And so he didn't know them. He was going to put in like crazy different schemes and systems.
Yeah.
This was more, and he said it before the game to Mets. He said, I want to see their compete level. Now, this is how you and I can relate this. So you and I come in, we try to do a good job every day. We give our opinion and we just be genuine to our personalities. But let's say, and I don't want it, this is a very poor example and he's not going to like it. But let's just say we got a new boss. All right? Like, just it happened. This is a horrible example. He's probably laughing. It's fine. I think it's going to be fine.
Fisher Uber is ready.
It's going to be fine. No. We do not need a new. No, we're fine.
We'll put all your things in a box and mail it to you.
That's right. And so, but if the three of us got a new boss, and they flew in a new guy that didn't know us for today's show, and we came in, I guarantee you there'd be a little extra energy, a little extra sharpness, a little extra paying attention to things. There would be. I'm not saying we would be drastically different people. We're not going to put on a show and then try to be someone we're not. But there would have been something,
I think
Matty.
it's human nature. Yeah. I think it is.
And that's what I saw last night. The fighting, the captain stepping up.
Oh, yeah.
Now, that lack of discipline, that energy that they needed last night also showed itself in a little bit of lack of discipline, which allowed the comeback because Calgary went 3 for 3 on the power play. So they allowed them to get back in the game while they were in the box. But what I saw last night was a lot of sharp passing, collecting rebounds, a great keep in by Mayo, just the little things that have made the Jackets what we think they can be at times, which is a tough team to beat when they get good goaltending. So this is a weird franchise right now because this is their 5th coach since Torts. Like, and that doesn't seem that
not where
long
you
ago.
wanna be.
And my boy Lars is the longest tenured guy. And even he did something stupid. He won too early when he wasn't expected to do it. And the benchmark changed and the injuries started to pile up. And through no fault of his own, they were judging him on a curve that really wasn't accurate. And so you had no Babs. He never even put his skates on. I don't know, Pascal, Dean. And here's the different thing about Dean. Dean was Don's hire. Mm-hmm. And GMs usually go to bat for their own hires. And so I do respect the fact that he did this if he felt it needed to be done. Because GMs are only going to get a certain amount of hires. 2, 3 most. Like, you can't. And so now he's burned his first hire. Right? I don't think Bonus goes down as his second hire. We'll find that out after the season how this goes. But I feel like Dean, the one thing that I would protect Dean on is they praised the you-know-what out of him after he handled last year. And now we come back to a lot of that was the players were bought in motivational-wise with Johnny and the whole thing. And you can get more to it, but I was mildly surprised. When they blew the lead to Pittsburgh, I kind of knew that was, even though they got a point out of it, the narrative of this season is that they can't hold the lead.
Can't close out. Yeah.
And I remember asking Torts for years, like, how do you protect the lead in hockey? Like, how do you play keep away in hockey? I know you do it in basketball. I know you can do it in football. I don't know how you can do it in hockey. Mm-hmm. And I think it is very difficult to do in hockey.
Yeah, no doubt.
But they won last night, and it was needed, and they'll have Vancouver on Thursday, a game that, again, they should win. We'll find out if they can get a little rally before the Olympic break. Because now they have 11 more games. So if they could honestly, Matt, if they could pull out like an 8-3-1 or something to get them, now there's hope. And then that's what you want in the Olympic break. You want hope.
And you're at home for a while now, right? You're right in your backyard. Yep. These guys can get in a lot of work, off days as well. And it sounds like with Bonus coming in that he's going to demand that these guys play with a certain pace and a certain edge. And I like that he's coming in and he's going to be a tone setter as a head coach. And hopefully there's buy-in. And to your point, they keep getting some good things from Jet as they have for the most part in this year. And hopefully some of the results that we got last night continue to follow.
All right, we'll get into the coaching change and the step down that happened yesterday. And a former player has posted a curious parting message to Mike Tomlin. We'll tell you next. Rothman Ice on the Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Would you enjoy watching a football game if the officials were paid a bonus for every flag they threw? Or a basketball game where the refs got paid for every foul they called? Okay, how about hiring a furnace and AC company that pays its technicians by the number of parts they can sell you? Hi, this is Dennis, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and today, this is how many companies operate. They call it performance pay, and it rewards technicians by paying them more for billing you more. Why is this bad? Because it abuses your trust in a technician to be treated fairly and honestly. At Care, we've been family-owned for 31 years and have always paid our technicians by the hour for repairs. We'll show you exactly what needs to be fixed and why, and give you our low upfront cost before we start. And unlike other companies, our technicians will never be rewarded for throwing more flags. Our Central Ohio-based staff is here for you 7 days a week. Care Heating and Cooling. Book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com or call us at 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
Ohio Credit Union Business Banking is there whether you need a loan to grow your operations or cash flow solutions to keep things moving forward. Real talk about what matters to your business. Visit telohio.org/business.
Certain restrictions apply. Telhio is open to all in Central and Southwestern Ohio. Federally insured by NCUA.
Matty Ice here. It's a new year, so why not start it off with a new car from McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion, where the savings are rolling all month long. You can lease a brand new 26 Chevy Equinox LT for just $279 a month for 36 months with $3,369 due at signing, or if financing is more your style, grab it for only $399 a month for 96 months with $1,000 due at signing. Terms and restrictions apply. They're just off Route 23095 in Marion, or you can visit McDanielGMSuperstore.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Maybe it was a family vacation or a school field trip. But there you were, standing in awe at a national park. We are the National Park Foundation, and together with you, we're creating a future where every person, every generation, gets their chance at an unforgettable moment. Today, tomorrow, forever. Learn more at nationalparks.org/foundation.
After my accident, people warned me to slow down. I said, I don't know how. Thanks to my VA care team, I haven't.
At VA, we're using technology to help veterans recover faster and live their lives to the fullest. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov/PSA.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
All your favorite fan shows are on YouTube, along with those fake YouTube ads like Chew This Gum and It Grows New Teeth. Experience the splendor of Bo sitting in his closet, Timmy Hall's gouty gold chains, and Matty Ice wearing a coat in 90-degree weather. It's all there. Head to YouTube and subscribe today. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Any rain chances turn into snow chances the second half of the day. Otherwise, skies will be cloudy and cold with temperatures continuing to drop and gusty winds out of the southwest turning northwest in the afternoon. For Wednesday night, expect a chance of snow to taper off overnight with mostly cloudy skies and cold with temperatures in the teens and gusty winds. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Anthony finally hit a hole-in-one.
It's in the hole.
So now what? Just bask in the glory?
And that's how she wrote.
You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Is Steve Bisciotti, your owner, Matty?
Yeah, he's on one right now.
Is he the evil twin of the late Jim Irsay?
I see some of that. Yesterday, he had a press conference, and he addressed obviously everything Ravens related. He found out live during the presser that Mike Tomlin stepped down in Pittsburgh. His reaction to that was absolutely hilarious. We may have to get that for the folks later in the show if TLC can clean that up a little bit.
Yeah, he's going to have a little work to do on that.
He was having a lot of fun yesterday. Had a response about Harbaugh and whether or not if Tyler Loop makes the kick in Pittsburgh, would he have still been the head coach? And his response was for a week.
Well, that means that Shefty was on it because I asked him about that, and it was nothing short of maybe an AFC title. And even then, like, you guys were so different than Pittsburgh. The expectations for you with Lamar are just crazy. They're good. They're probably accurate because Lamar's that good. But, he's been injured and he's been inconsistent. He didn't win even right away when he got in the league, so he's kind of a good story. But then once Lamar became who he is, then all bets are off. If you're Baltimore, you've got to overcome other things and get to a Super Bowl again. And with Pittsburgh, it was always like, is Tomlin going to go over 500 again? Can Aaron Rodgers have a little magic left? And there was, but at the end you saw what it was, that he can't move, he can't get out of the way. His instincts in the pocket are just Aaron Rodgers, to me, as good as his arm still looked at times, he played afraid. Like I looked at him, when the walls were closing in on him, and I get that, right? He's 43 years old, and I think
And Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter are for real.
He's just not the guy that was willing, and I don't know how many guys are willing to stand in there and take a hit. And a lot of the NFL is, I see a guy open, I know the pressure's coming, I'm going to deliver this football and open up my midsection and let whatever happens. He can't be that guy right now. The Tomlin thing is interesting to me because the first time when I had heard it, I thought, okay, everyone thinks the same thing. Is this his decision or theirs? But the fact that he resigned with 2 years left on his contract, the Steelers now own his coaching rights. And if Tomlin wants to coach for another team before the end of 2027, then, and I guess he doesn't plan on coaching anywhere next year, he's saying, then Pittsburgh has the right to get something for him. And I thought, even though he has a no trade clause in his contract, the expectation is that he'd give the Steelers permission to send him to a team of his choice. Shefty's going to be on with us at 12:30. I want to ask him about that because it'd be, I guess, similar to the way that Denver had to compensate New Orleans when they hired Sean Payton.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to take him at his word that this thing just ran its course. I think Mike Tomlin milked the last bit of very competitive football out of the Steelers.
Yeah.
And now with the quarterback question that he needed to just take this time to step away.
And I think if you're a guy like Mike Tomlin and even John Harbaugh to a certain degree, you can be a victim of your own success. You know, you can be a victim of your own success when you come out of the gate as hot as he did and you do the Super Bowl stuff and the consistency when it comes to winning, when you kind of are in this gray area or in the middle of the pack when it comes to success as a head coach in a franchise. These type of things just happen. Both Harbaugh and both Tomlin were almost at their, respective posts for almost 2 decades. And so I've always had a bunch of respect for Mike Tomlin and what he's been able to get out of his teams, and especially the way that they showed up in that game against Baltimore, a few weeks ago. Now, obviously, the game the other day wasn't very good, and even though C.J. Stroud tried to hand the game to the Steelers. I mean, he really was having a rough night.
Especially when you expect him to be smarter knowing he had points at times and he handed points away.
Yeah.
And listen, CJ is very hit and miss right now. When he's on, he can win you a lot of big games, but he's not immune to the stupid play. And I'm not saying any quarterback is. That was one because remember, that's a 7-6 game before Aaron gets the strip sack. Yeah. Like that's a game that the Steelers can, no pun intended, steal. But I don't really, as I was watching the game, I looked at my brother, I'm like, Pittsburgh's not winning this game, are they? Like, even at 7-6, I'm like, they're not winning this game. But it was weird to watch them hang around the way they can, and they're at home, and you think that has something to do with it.
Yeah.
But nobody had any delusions of Pittsburgh pulling off a Cinderella story. It didn't feel like it was getting there.
It never felt to me that their offense was going to be able to create, consistent spark plays when they needed them against that Houston defense that at every level just has dudes. I mean, they are absolutely nasty on that side of the ball. So now for Pittsburgh, they're in a very, very interesting spot, right? Because you look at the landscape of the league right now and how many openings are available. I don't know in your mind how attractive you think this Steelers job is. At the moment, I don't think it's very attractive right now, especially when you rack them up against some of the other jobs that are available right now. Pittsburgh, for me, is pretty low. It's pretty low. And so for Tomlin, I think you sit this thing out. Maybe you do some TV for a while, and then you hope that a good opening comes available and that team is going to be ready to trade for you next year. And I have forgotten that last year, early in 2025, there were the rumors out there that the Chicago Bears tried to trade for Mike Tomlin. And because of that no trade clause that you talked about, Mike Tomlin said, nah, I'm good. And I wonder now if there's a little regret there for Mike Tomlin and saying maybe I should have gone to Chicago and linked up with Caleb Williams and that crew that they have there. And who knows, maybe for TLC, he could be living in a world where Ben Johnson is roaming the sidelines in Pittsburgh. It's a massive what if. But I've forgotten about that the Bears did make a call over to Pittsburgh and wanted to acquire Mike Tomlin.
There's something I believe about Mike Tomlin that he wanted to coach Aaron Rodgers. The two of them.
There was respect there.
There was something there that I feel like with Rodgers' career coming to an end, and I think Tomlin thought this is going to be a great challenge with a very experienced guy, a smart guy, and I can find a way to take a experienced, smart quarterback who may not have all the tools anymore and make it work. And I think he wanted that. And you're right, he probably didn't believe in his heart that the Bears were going to be who they could be. And Caleb has certainly shown a lot lately in these fourth quarter comebacks. You got to give it to him. Yep. But the funny thing I wanted to ask TLC about is because I remember before I left, we were talking about the punishment. And I said, well, there is a little bit of punishment because he's always wanted Tomlin out. Like, he's kind of done with it. And I get everyone has a different perspective because, Mike Greenberg can say as a Jets fan, oh, be careful what you wish for. But, you've lived this wallowing in this. We know we're not going anywhere, but we're going to be in the tournament. And now out of nowhere, he steps down. So I assume you feel okay with this.
Yeah, so I was like giddy and laughing when it happened yesterday. Today's a little bit more sad. It's more of like, remembering the good times type stuff where the Steelers social media team's putting out a bunch of old pictures of him when he was young and had hair and all that stuff, and you realize how much time it's been. So it is kind of special to have him for that long, especially with me only being soon to be 27 years old. Like 2/3 of my life was him. Now, I'm not saying that I'm so emotional about it that I want him back. So I'm not saying, hey, you know what? Just kidding. Bring him back today. No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Do you take offense at this as a Steeler fan that Le'Veon Bell tweeted, go to where you're celebrated, Coach T? This is what he tweeted. So he's a former Pro Bowl running back. Obviously, we know him well. And when he's not boxing, I guess, or trying to do that. But do you, as a Steeler fan, do you feel like you take offense at him saying, go to where you're celebrated, Coach T? Because that's a shot at the fan base, I assume.
Yeah, but we do this all the time. Every single fan base has the exact same composition. They're the same amount, or percentage-wise, because there are some fan bases that are larger than others. But every fan base has the jerks. Every fan base has the people that are fighting in the stands. And every fan base has the people, the sweet old ladies who are just, they love their guys and the guys who for their team and all that stuff. And, wins and losses kind of takes a back seat to just wanting your guys. So, like, every fan base has that. So wherever he goes, he's still going to be remembered for his wins and losses. And so if he goes somewhere and doesn't win, guess what? They're not going to appreciate him. So it's just the same game.
And when the emotion wears down and Tomlin comes back 15 years from now and celebrated at a halftime, or he's going to get so much love.
The further we get removed from literally yesterday, his approval rating is only going to increase.
I wonder if Le'Veon Bell, who had his own problems with the organization as far as contracts, things like that, I wonder if he meant more like this was more of a shot at the organization for not valuing him. But he didn't get fired. He resigned. Yeah. If he got fired, then Le'Veon Bell's tweet probably holds up.
Correct.
But he resigned.
I've always felt like the Rooneys have had a bunch of respect for Mike Tomlin. And how can you not? I think real quick, just to go back to kind of what TLC was talking about, even for me right now I'm kind of in this area, AR, where it's like, okay, this is a little scary to be in this place. Because there was that constant level of, your team's going to be in the mix. And when you take that guy out of the equation, it's not the most comfortable place to be. And so I don't know if TLC is there, but that's where I'm at right now as a Ravens fan. Because while I was ready to move on from Harbaugh because of some of the shortcomings, now it's like,
that's right.
Those are still pretty big shoes to fill.
That's right. We come back in 2 minutes with Shefty, and we'll shake it all out with him next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tired of snoring? Dr. Mark Levy can help with a custom mouthpiece that opens your airway and stops the snoring. No mask, no noise. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com today. Stop snoring. Sleep better. Live better.
This weekend, the Ohio RV and Boat Show, brought to you in part by Ohio Credit Union, is back and bigger than ever at the Ohio Expo Center. Whether it's your first adventure or you're a seasoned outdoor enthusiast, this show has it all. One ticket gets you into all three buildings so you can see the latest in RVs, boats, motorcycles, ATVs, golf carts, and more. From towables to drivers, jet skis to pontoons, and more. It's all here. The Ohio RV and Boat Show at the Ohio Expo Center, January 9th through 18th. Get details and tickets at OhioRVandBoatShow.com.
Have a good day. Stay warm. So my teenage son just went to school in shorts and a hoodie. It's 3 degrees. At least I know he'll be warm in our house, thanks to Atlas Butler. If something goes wrong, they'll fix it within 24 hours. They call it their comfort pledge. Ah, you do want the coat.
My phone.
Oh, your phone. Should've known.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
At National Geographic Society, we believe in the power of wonder. It drives us to explore, pushes us to see the world differently, moves us to action. And we believe that today, wonder is more essential than ever. Wow. That's why we're supporting a new generation of explorers to ask big questions, make breakthroughs, and bring the future closer. Wonder awaits. Will you join us? Visit natgeo.org/wonder.
Hey, it's T-Bone again. Listen up. Sleep apnea doesn't have to rule your nights. Dr. Mark Levy's been treating snoring and sleep apnea for over 15 years with proven results. And now he has an office in Marysville. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
NFL Playbook with ESPN's Adam Schefter.
Sponsored by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
All right, he's the man. He's the senior NFL insider for ESPN. Our friend Adam Schefter with us now on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Shefty, good afternoon, my man.
What's going on, guys?
So let's handle the Mike Tomlin stuff here. He resigns. It doesn't look like anyone can just go after him, right? The Steelers would have to get something. And I was looking up, like, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Denver gave up a lot to the Saints to get Peyton. Now that's worked out. What are you anticipating in the short term is going to happen here? And maybe just start with the fact that this was Mike Tomlin's decision wholeheartedly?
100%. In fact, Art Rooney II, team president, is just holding a press conference, and he was not expecting Mike Tomlin to tell him what he did. So it happened that way, and he came in, he surprised him. It was not what Mike Tomlin was expecting. I mean, it was not what Art Rooney was expecting to hear from Mike Tomlin, but he came in, he said he's stepping down.
Real quickly, what's your insight on why you believe he did this?
Why? He'd been there 15 years. We've got fans chanting for his firing.
Okay.
We've got his kids have grown and left the nest, so to speak. He looked tired. I think he wanted to take some time away. Like, I just think it's that simple.
That makes sense.
So you mentioned time away, Shefty. How much time away from the game are you expecting Mike Tomlin to have?
How much time do I expect him
to be away from the game? Yeah.
He's not going to coach this year. I know that. And so that's, I mean, he won't coach next year. And then we'll see how he's feeling. Like, I think at some point he's going to work in TV. What if he likes working in TV? He says, boy, I don't need to coach. Like, Bill Cowher went into TV, and everyone kept waiting for him to come back to coach. Has he come back to coach? Not to my knowledge. Right? Like, people go through various phases. Mike Tomlin's 53. Coaching's hard. You got to really want to do it. And I don't know whether he will or won't want to do that. He might.
I think we may have lost him.
Oh, there you back, Shefty?
Yeah. I don't know what happened there.
All
right. I said coaching's hard. I don't know where you lost me there, but he's going to take some time away. He's 53. Who's to say what he's going to feel when he's gone from 6 months? He may have the Jones to get back to it. He may not. If he feels like he really misses it and wants to get back to it, he will.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, he won't.
Shefty, let me ask you this, because you mentioned, Art Rooney maybe being caught by surprise by this decision from Mike Tomlin. How much of Tomlin's decision do you think was rooted in the quarterback and not having a quarterback that maybe he believes can win at the highest levels?
Well, first of all, he'd have himself to blame for that because, he's ultimately making these calls. So, I mean, if they had, I'm trying to think, if they had drafted Jackson Dart in the draft last year and he came in and lit it up this year, would he have been more inclined to stay? I don't know that he would have been, to be honest with you. Like, Aaron Rodgers played pretty well. Just think it was 19 years. These are hard jobs. I've always felt like, and maybe we just don't see it as much with other lines of working to do with this, but look at pictures of the President of the United States the day he takes office and the day he leaves. And then look at the picture of an NFL head coach of the day he takes that job and the day he leaves. I just think that there are certain jobs, like all jobs are hard. I got it. But there are certain jobs that are even tougher than others. And, and so I think that's a part of it.
All right, let's do a little bit of speculating here. Who has the lead in the John Harbaugh hiring, do you think?
Well, he's in New York today.
Okay, for the Giants.
For the Giants, visiting there. And I would make them the leader right now, but he still could take more visits. And so we'll see how that works out. Tennessee's interested, Atlanta's interested, others are interested, and he gets to control it. So, but he's there with the Giants today, and there's been a lot of dialogue between he and the Giants going on.
Is there a feel on Shefty right now who the Browns front office may like a little bit more than some other guys? I know they interviewed Mike McDaniel, they interviewed Jim Schwartz, but are you getting any type of lean as to where the Browns may be headed?
I'm not yet. I think that I think one of the scenarios they're going to have to consider is naming Jim Schwartz as the defensive or the head coach, because if they don't, they could potentially lose him. And I think that he interviewed today for the Baltimore Ravens head coaching job. So, look, here's the thing: there's going to be some dominoes that have to fall before some of these things start coming into focus. I think a lot of these teams don't know what they're doing right now, and there are certain jobs that are more desirable than others, and certain candidates that are more desirable than others, and it's just a little early right now to begin handicapping. I think the lead dog in all these is John Harbaugh. And once we get an answer from him, I think everything will fall into place from there.
All right, so the Pittsburgh thing is so up in the air now because the likely retirement of Aaron Rodgers and where that team is right now. But who are you hearing, if anybody, that they may want to look to now?
Again, they didn't know this was coming yesterday. So what I would say there is take all the names that you've heard with all these other teams. There's your collection of interview candidates. It's not like there's some guy out there that's a hidden gem that nobody's uncovered that they're going to find. That's not happening. Okay? You want to go younger and reach for the stars on like an unproven commodity, you go hire Davis Webb, the Broncos quarterback coach, or Nate Shieldhouse, the Rams passing game coordinator, or somebody like that. You want to go more proven? You reach out to a guy like, I don't know, Brian Flores, Kevin Stefanski. You want, like, they're just getting in this, and they don't have a lot of knowledge of this, and I don't think they were ready for this day yesterday. I don't think they were expecting that.
Well, they're not used to hiring head coaches, that's for sure.
They don't do that. They don't I do this every year. I've done this every year for 35 years.
That's right.
Pittsburgh Steelers have done it 4 times since 1969.
Yeah, they'd like to find the next one for the next 19 years. I don't know, like you say, they could either find a guy that they believe in to kind of think he's going to be the next great head coach, or they could go to something from the past. I had heard a name of Mike McCarthy just because Pittsburgh guy, Pennsylvania guy, and certainly he has done some things in his past. Has that name crossed your mind?
That's an interesting name. That would be different than their other hires, but Mike's got great credentials, a great resume. I'm sure he would love that job, and it wouldn't surprise me if they put in to interview for him.
Okay. Shefty, so Philly, let's go over there real quick because Sirianni and A.J. Brown had to dust up in their playoff game, and it just felt like all year A.J. Brown hasn't been that happy, whether it's just the offense or whatever it may be. Do you think that A.J. Brown is going to want to be a Philadelphia Eagle after this year?
I think he's going to be a trade candidate this offseason. I just think that that's the natural course of action. There's been a lot of chatter there. It won't be a surprise if they move on from him. So that's what I would expect, that he'll be shopped this offseason.
Real quick, do you think that's because the Eagles want to move on or he wants to move on from them?
No, I think he's made a lot of noise about that. I just think certain relationships run their course, and it feels like that one could have. We'll see how it plays out.
All right, my man. We'll let you get back to it. Thanks for this, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
You too. That is our friend Adam Schefter, ESPN Senior NFL Insider. on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Your Ravens have completed an interview with a certain guy. We'll tell you who that is next. And is there still a coach that's still coaching who's actually on the hot seat? We'll mention that next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We're the girthiest radio station in the history of radio. Uncomfortably girthy. This promo is uncomfortable. The Fan, Ohio's girth destination.
Hey, Central Ohio, it's Andrew from Home Team Solutions. And yes, we buy houses for cash the easy way. We've been buying houses for over 20 years, and we've seen it all. Whether you've inherited a property, you're behind on payments, the house needs work, or just want to avoid the hassle of listing, we've got you covered. No repairs, no clean out, no stress, just a fair cash offer and you pick the closing date. We've helped hundreds of homeowners sell fast and hassle-free, and we're proud to have 5-star reviews all across Central Ohio and an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're ready to sell your house the easy way, call Home Team Solutions at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355. Or visit us online at selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, and family-owned. Again, that's 614-962-SELL, 614-962-7355, or selltohometeam.com.
Yo, I'm your old basketball. Haven't seen you out on the courts in a while. Why not pass me over to Goodwill? Donating me helps Goodwill's mission to provide career training and support services right here in the community. And that's a slam dunk. Donate today. Hey, I got next.
To find your nearest Goodwill locations and to learn more about our mission, please visit goodwill.org. Goodwill, where your things start new lives.
What would it take for my child to only miss half a day of school for treatment?
What would it take to fund a cure for childhood cancer?
It would take all of us to come together to support the research. Join us. Go to childrenscancer.org today.
Why settle for a cold burrito when you can get toasted at Hothead Burritos? Crispy golden on the outside, perfectly melted cheese on the inside. Create your burrito, quesadilla, or bowl and get it toasted at Hothead Burritos. Get up and get you some.
Wildlife around the globe needs help. And when you help protect them, you become a friend of the San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance.
Thank you for being a friend.
Travel down the road and back again.
Your heart is true, you're a pal and a confidant.
Thank you for helping protect wildlife around the globe. Without you, there's no them. Learn more at sdzwa.org/friend.
At St. Jude, every innovation we make is a moment we give to children with cancer everywhere. But we can't do it without you.
Learn more at stjude.org.
Some journeys start small, with small pause and big purpose.
Look how little you are, you sweet girl.
Every great partnership begins with the first step.
Bella, let's go.
Guiding them through the world so one day they can guide someone through life. With shared experience, confidence grows, and the path becomes clear. It takes time, patience, and love. But the reward lasts a lifetime.
Good girl, Bella.
You don't just raise a puppy. You raise a future. Become a Dogs Inc. puppy raiser. Give a dog a purpose. Give someone
Learn more at dogsinc.org.
The Buckeye football season is over, right? It's never over. Coaching staff comings and goings, transfer portal drama, and the latest from the world of recruiting. Keep it locked on your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan. It's almost Football Friday. All play and no work.
Sponsored by Tansky's Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football, The Fan. No one funks up the work microwave like these two. Fish again? You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
The Baltimore Ravens have completed an interview.
Who we got?
With Jim Schwartz.
Oh, yeah.
May the Schwartz be with you.
Listen, I'm good on that, big dog. I'm good on that. Jim Schwartz Mike McDaniel, these guys I would want as coordinators right now, AR. I don't know if I want those guys leading the ship. And
we've seen it, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. And I want an offensive mind to work with Lamar. That's what I would want. Now, if they don't go down that path,
even though you desperately need defense,
that's what I was going to say. If they go with let's say Robert Saleh, if they do go with a guy like Brian Flores, then I would be all in on wanting Mike McDaniel. I really want Clint Kubiak from Seattle right now. Now, my pie in the sky, my dream was calling Belichick to see what he is interested in, make him tell you no, then we move on. It ain't going to happen. I get it. But I would not be very excited about Jim Schwartz. And like Shefty just talked about, you look at some of the guys that are out there, I mean, like a Mike McCarthy wouldn't do much for me.
No, and the only reason I brought it up to Shefty is because and this is maybe stupid to bring it up because it really doesn't have anything to do with anything. It actually leans more towards college. And even college doesn't care where you're from now. But the fact that he's a Pennsylvania guy, like what? That means he gets it more? Like, did he grow up a Steeler fan and suddenly it makes him a better coach? No, it doesn't. I think the fans like it because the fans want the coach to care as much as they do. And the coach is about winning. He can't get caught up in the emotion of, Now, I did see Ben Johnson do the flyby handshake of LaFleur, and then you guys are telling me in the locker room he's saying blank the Packers.
I love Ben Johnson.
Honestly,
I love Ben Johnson right now.
That is, by the way, that feeds into exactly what I'm saying. It's kind of like here. Like when there's a coaching opening, what happens? It goes to get an Ohio guy. Get a guy who gets it.
And see, to me, that never has. It doesn't matter that much.
It only matters when it actually works. It matters. Like with Urban, it mattered.
It's kind of connected to as well. Remember that window of time to where there were people kind of banging the table when it comes to, hey, how you flip the rivalry is get more guys from Ohio. And I was like, I don't see it.
Not if they're not good.
Yes, get good players. That's what this thing is about. And so, no matter where the coach comes from, I don't care if he comes from the Upside Down. I don't care if he comes from King's Landing. As long as he can coach, get that man in the building. Get that man in the building. And so whether it's the Steelers, the Browns, the Ravens right now, which is crazy, Zach Taylor is the last man standing in the AFC North. If you'd have told me that before the season, I would have said there's no way that he would be the last of the four standing. Pretty wild stuff happening down there at Cincinnati.
Well,
but yeah,
it is weird, but it's not. It's that the other teams may actually care more.
It's that, AR, for sure. And I also think it's the Bengals being the Bengals.
That's it.
And being kind of cheap and not wanting to pay a coach to go away because he's got a couple of years left on his deal. And so, yes, the AFC North right now is a fascinating place to be, that's for sure. And look, massive shoes to fill in Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Massive shoes.
There's not a guy in the world that's available that wouldn't want to inherit Lamar Jackson.
Is that the most appealing job right now? That's or maybe one you teased.
Which one did I tease?
Maybe there's a coach still coaching this weekend.
Yeah. Okay. So Sean McDermott has knocked on the door a little bit here. And he has a Superman at quarterback. His defense is trashy at times. He doesn't have a lot of weapons. And when I first heard about, like, maybe if Buffalo loses at Denver, that he could be on the hot seat or that maybe they would move on from him, I don't quite see it, but it wouldn't be the worst thing I've ever heard. It wouldn't be like, boy, why did you do that? Because when you have a quarterback that's Super Bowl caliber, then you have a big head start on everybody else. And I feel like with Buffalo, they're still kind of getting how should I say this? They're still getting this underdog feel. They're the Buffalo Bills. They're the city that lost 4 straight Super Bowls. They're the blue-collar town jumping on tables, and they care.
And we shouldn't be doing that anymore with them.
We shouldn't be
doing that
expecting them to get over the hump because somehow the football gods are against them, that they've been so unlucky in their history that it's not their fault, and it's just something they're cursed with.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're still getting this good old try kind of deal. Like, even when, and they went for 2 and didn't get it in the game that Allen was playing against.
Missed the guy in the back of the end zone. Yeah.
And so, but it's still, he doesn't get a lot of heat. And I don't know, maybe it's because we don't expect it. He's not a victim of his own success yet. And so he's still getting Allen's got to do it all by himself, and they're trying, and go Buffalo, and they're not getting the treatment of expectation.
These are, I think, to me, some of the most difficult decisions to make as an ownership group when you have a guy like McDermott. Because when you look over in Cali right now, you look in San Francisco, you can make a similar case for Kyle Shanahan. Does he have enough as a coach to get his team over that hump? Because the Niners have been knocking on that door with Shanahan for a very long time.
Well, this year he gets the pass of that he's doing it with smoke and mirrors.
The injuries have been brutal. Kittle now's done with the Achilles. But I just think that window of time, I have to imagine that there were some 49er fans that were saying, man, I don't know if this guy can do it. And they've stuck by him. And so for Sean McDermott, if we come in here next week and they lose to Denver and we find out that he's gone, am I going to be shocked? No, I'm not going to be shocked. I don't think it's the right move, though. I'm not there yet for McDermott in Buffalo and him being the reason why they haven't got over the hump. They ran into Pat Mahomes. They ran into Andy Reid. But I think that marriage of the head coach and quarterback works. And I think when you have that, and especially the quarterback part of the equation, when you have one of the best guys in the sport, I don't think McDermott, in my mind, is at a point to where he should be on the hot seat if they lose this game.
They'd have to get really taken apart. It would have to look really bad. They'd have to look unprepared. It would just have to
But even then, that kind of goes to, are we going with 4 quarters of play and making that the reason why and not the whole resume at this point? I don't know
what I'm saying is
players or coaches in that spot.
No, what I'm saying is he'd already have to be close to the edge, and then that would push him over.
Okay.
It's kind of like what you said Bisciotti said. Even if Luke makes that kick, all it granted Harbaugh was another week, another game.
Yeah.
And so somewhere in Bisciotti's mind, he had an expectation on that football team either to win it all or get there. Well, I don't know what was going to save John Harbaugh outside of...
Probably another AFC title game. Probably.
Just getting the AFC title game.
I think he would have been, I think he would have been.
And who would they have had to lose to in an AFC title game for him to think that was okay?
Probably in his mind, Josh Allen.
Yeah, Buffalo. Right.
Probably.
So I think that's kind of where we are with him. I'll be very curious if my Vikes can hold on to Flores, because I think now he's going to get a second opportunity to be a head coach. There's been enough time with the thing that happened in Miami, and I think now, honestly, I hate to put him out there for you guys, but I think if Baltimore is not calling Brian Flores, it's a mistake.
I don't want Brian Flores.
Why?
I don't want Brian Flores.
Really?
No.
Pair him with Lamar, you get a little bit of everything there.
I'm 99% sure you guys interviewed him yesterday.
Flores?
I think so.
Yeah, we're going to interview all these guys. Yeah. We're going to interview all these guys. The other part, too, AR, is do you want to be the owner that hires Brian Flores when he came in? He's got the whole situation with the league going on.
Yeah, 113.
Well, I thought there'd be enough time and space with that.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe so, but I don't know.
All right, guys, ladies, talking to you both out there. I want you to get real about your health this year. It's a new year, and my friends at Synergenics and Low T Center are ready to help you out, because for a limited time, the men's TRT test is free, and the ladies can take $200 off the women's hormone test. So it's one of the things where if you've been curious and you feel like, I don't want to try that, just go in and get your numbers, talk to them, find out, because what you're hearing in the new year is the same thing you always hear. A big diet trend, some questionable online treatments, some bait and switch pricing from other places. Look for the best. Go to the best. Synergenics and Low T Center, leading experts in the field. And you can meet with a real provider, get real meds, real results. Everyone I've talked to that goes there, they feel like they've at least started the ball in changing their life into feeling better. You can walk in or book an appointment at getmyhealthfix.com. This is the time. You're still in the mode of the new year. The resolution still stands. There's still time for that. And it's about getting real about your health. So do it now. Remember, limited time. The women's hormone test, only $99. The men's TRT test is free. Don't wait. Get it now. Change your life at getmyhealthfix.com. That's getmyhealthfix.com. We come back top of the hour, and the ultimate underdog has suddenly become a huge favorite. Who are you rooting for? We'll ask you next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
If you haven't thought about Buckeye football today, I'm sorry to tell you that you're dead. Our condolences. Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the Kroger app. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
You can save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Limit 8. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
I always tell people I was the luckiest guy in the world. I wanted to be an Army man or a fireman, and I got to do both. As a firefighter, my job was about saving lives. I never thought one day I would be fighting for mine.
After spending his career answering the call to save others, Ken was diagnosed with ALS. Now he's facing his biggest battle, for more time. For 70 years, Muscular Dystrophy Association has been answering the call to help people live longer and more independent lives.
MDA means to me hope.
MDA is leading the way for people living with ALS, muscular dystrophy, and other neuromuscular diseases by accelerating research, advancing care, and advocating to empower families like Ken's.
I wouldn't be living as good of a life with ALS if it wasn't for MDA. MDA is helping people live stronger and love longer. Learn more at mda.org today.
Hey guys, 13-year NFL veteran and Super Bowl champion Jason McCourty here, and I'm the Innovation Ambassador at FAIR, Food Allergy and Research Education. I would say the most challenging thing as a parent of a kid who has a food allergy is probably the ignorance that I myself had in the beginning. I didn't know what anaphylactic shock was. I didn't know the dangers, let alone the things that she needed to be able to have a normal life. When you go to drop your kid off, and every single time in the beginning, we'd have to go through everything she was allergic to. Preparation is everything. And me, for playing football for 13 years, it was all throughout the course of the week. It's getting ready for game day. When you're on the field, you're playing for your fans. At home, you're playing for your family. My playbook, read labels, keep it allergy friendly, and have an epinephrine nasal spray as a backup plan. Because when my family's safe from food allergens, that's the real victory. Visit foodallergy.org to learn more.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-718-4040. That's 800-718-4040. 800-718-4040.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from That Other Window Place. And today we're in my showroom to demonstrate how efficient our windows are.
Whew, it's really cold in here, Wilson.
We call that eco-friendly organic air conditioning.
Drafty windows are a major problem for energy bills and comfort. It's one of the biggest reasons why people get Pella windows.
It really is a problem, Leslie. I'm wearing 3 coats right now, looking like a beanbag with legs.
Get the windows that can completely change the look and feel of your home at PellaColumbus.com.
Your child is sick. With those 4 words, the innocence and joy of childhood disappears. But Starlight has taught us 4 other words that make all the difference. The power of play. Happy kids heal faster. That's why Starlight Children's Foundation delivers happiness through gaming, toy deliveries, and more to hospitals across the country. Learn more at starlight.org.
For the past 100 years, Shriners Children's has become family to over 1.5 million kids.
In tough times and good times, they're there when we need them most.
Please go online right now to loveshriners.org.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. 9 head coaching vacancies in the NFL. Interviews continuing as teams look to fill those spots. Former Ravens head man John Harbaugh interviewing in person with the New York Giants today. Former Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski interviewed with the Miami Dolphins this morning, as did current Browns defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz with the Baltimore Ravens. Today is the final day for underclassmen to declare for the NFL draft. Ohio State has had 5 players enter the draft already. Oregon safety Dylan Thieneman declared about an hour ago. The last day for players to enter the transfer portal is Friday. Coming off a huge win on the road over Maryland, the 14th-ranked Ohio State women's basketball team is back at the Shot tonight, taking on Penn State. You can hear that one over on the Fan, too, at 6:30. This one's sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Anthony's tennis shorts were so tight, they had to pixelate his crotch. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Second hour of the program, Rothman and Ice, ins and outs coming your way. 117. The menu today is kind of fluid a little bit. We have our boy Carp in usually at 1:30. He'll be at 2 o'clock today in studio, so that'll be fun. Talk to BC about the upcoming Natty and the stuff in the NFL. And since Bonus takes over for the Jackets, their schedule and practice stuff is a little not confirmed yet, so we're going to slide Hockey and Hounds. We'll still do some CBJ talk with our friend Dave Metzel to 2:30, but Hockey and Hounds will push probably to Friday. Okay. Let's get a little 2-game win streak going. Maybe they beat Vancouver, and then we'll slide somebody in Friday. Maybe before then they go back to Pittsburgh on Saturday. So we'll keep you up to date on that. You guys, this is one you won't remember, because I didn't remember what year it was, but it just, when we talked about Jim Schwartz interviewing with the Baltimore Ravens, what came to my mind about Jim Schwartz was when Jim Harbaugh was coaching San Francisco, and I can't remember, it was a regular season game, and Jim Harbaugh is in Detroit coaching the Niners. And they beat the Lions. Oh, yeah. And Schwartz is coaching. And he's running to midfield, arms in the air. Oh, yeah. Like he just played. And he does this really rough handshake with Jim Schwartz, and then pats him on the back.
I remember this.
And slaps him on the back. And Schwartz looks back like, what in the hell was that? And they almost fought, I think, because Schwartz went after him.
Yeah, he wanted the smoke.
Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
What was that all about?
I don't know, but I love AR when we have a little distaste and dislike between coaches. I'm here for that. It just sets the tone for the game, and it sets the tone for franchises moving forward. And I know we'll get to that at the bottom of the hour, but where the Bears and the Packers are headed right now, sign me up for all of that. Enough of these coaches playing it by the book and, hey, I like this guy, I like this guy. No.
Well, they call that respect.
No, and I know that there's going to be some of that, but I think some of these coaches are acting, too, when they try to put on how much respect they really have.
They got a great team over there. They got a great team over there.
Come on.
Really?
I think Mike Vrabel's one of those guys, too.
I've seen the standings. I don't think they're that great.
And Vrabes is one of those guys, too, that he's authentic. And I think some of these coaches are fake with what they do in front of cameras and behind microphones, and I don't like that. So that interaction right there, because it was everywhere. It went viral, and it added to just kind of how odd Harbaugh can be.
Yeah. All right. Bring that up again at the bottom of the hour then, because I do want to talk, because I spent a lot of unfortunate time back home in Chi-Town this past couple of weeks, and obviously it's Bears everywhere. So it's
I know the city is on fire.
It's just on fire. The fact, by the way, he did not start out that great there, right? They didn't even know they had the right guy, but I think they did know that if there was one guy that could tap into Caleb, it was going to be him. And so we'll hit that a little bit. All right, so the Natty is Monday, and I don't even know where a Buckeye fan feels about this. So the great irony is that the only two teams Ohio State lost to are playing for the title. This is the exact situation that happened for Indiana last year. Indiana lost to two teams, Ohio State and Notre Dame, and they played for the title.
And my stance is, AR, I don't understand how, if you're a Buckeye fan, that brings you warmth at all.
Oh, I'm not saying it does.
No, I'm just saying, I don't think that way. I don't know. I have to imagine maybe this is
not a program that needs moral warmth from victory.
No, I don't see it that way at all. I know there's
they're
some
still
people
lamenting on how they lost to both of them.
Correct. And I know there's some people that like to wave the flag for the conference and all that. I don't view it that way. It's about my team, what we're doing, and that's it. And I don't really care about what any other program is doing as far as their success goes, because they're not going to share any of the success with me. So I don't view it the other way. Like, Indiana's not going to be thinking, hey, you know what, this is great for Ohio State.
I had an old boss. When I was in TV, and people are talking about how, like, no one was getting raises anymore, and this is not here. This is in television. And one of the general managers said, you know, once we get everything going and get this going and that going, we'll all share in the success.
Come on. Come on, man. There's no way.
So when you said that, that's what I thought of. But I don't know if Ohio State fan truly has any rooting interest. I obviously feel like I'd be surprised that
let's find out.
If they were gonna,
let's throw a poll out there. But it's
only two choices. You can't put a third one out there like, I want them both to lose.
No. I'm with you. So what should the poll be? Come Monday night, as a Buckeye fan, who are you rooting for?
Or not even rooting for, because they may not be truly rooting, but there may be, who would they accept? Who would they want to win? I don't know if that's the same thing.
I think we're saying similar things.
Yeah, I don't know how to. TLC's good at these. How would you phrase that for a Buckeye fan? Like, or is the better question, do you have rooting interest in the game Monday? I don't think they do. I think there's part of them that would accept Indiana a little better just because of.
I think the fact that it's already the two teams that you lost to, that either is going to sting a certain amount either way, no matter who wins, or it protects you either way, no matter who wins, because for the people who want to say,
yeah,
Ohio State lost to the champion and the runner-up.
My guess is that it will sting more if Indiana wins the national championship.
Because it's from their conference?
Correct. And I think there's still a little bit of that, they're Indiana, and they're little bro, to I think some people in their minds. Even though they shouldn't be anymore, I think the sting will be felt more if the Hoosiers win it over Miami.
So the only reason that would be the case, I would think, is because in a weird way, they now view Indiana as a rival, and they never did. So I think that's why it would, is that maybe a rivalry is born. And how long it lasts is anybody's guess. But the fact that the game last year was a top 5 game, and the game this year was for a Big Ten title, and they split in those games. And the fact that Indiana, the losingest program in the history of college football, up until I think maybe Northwestern has passed them in losses, I'm not sure. But the fact that this is unheard of. They were the doormat of all doormats. And I grew up in Chicago where Northwestern was the doormat of college football. And Indiana passed them over the years. So I don't know. I feel like it's weird because I feel like this is an unbelievable story. And they aren't really a rival, but they're in your conference. You're probably leaning the correct way, which is if someone was going to win the national title, they probably wouldn't want it for a team from their own conference. But name me another team that they would be rooting for Indiana against then. Bama? Georgia? Like, they wouldn't want the SEC to win, right?
The SEC hasn't won in a couple years,
I know,
so that's
let's say one of those teams was in there against Indiana.
I still think that Buckeye fans would lean that way over Indiana. I think
really?
I
like,
think
you think Buckeye fan be rooting for Kirby Smart in Georgia?
I think they would.
Because
here's the thing, AR. Remember how Cignetti came out of the gate?
Yeah, but
he called him out.
It was a 1-year thing.
No, I understand, but that's going to stick with some people, is that guy called us out when he first got here, and now here they are. They take us out in the Big Ten championship game, and now they're winning the Natty.
I could see that.
I just think like something is brewing there.
Yeah, well,
with
that's what
Buckeye
I said.
Fans in Indiana and this new kid on the block that's a little cocky and a little arrogant, and their head coaches. He's doing an awesome job. But I just think for me, I'm feeling more of that from Buckeye fans right now, that Indiana is just kind of the gnat that won't go away. They keep flying around you, and now they're about to be at the top of the mountain.
I feel like you're leaning the correct way. It makes me a little sad that it is that way because this team's never done anything. This is the most unlikely thing. And I was telling my brother, I go, because when Cignetti beat Miami, he got to the podium and Reese was interviewing him, and He said something like, boy, because everyone asked him the same thing. Describe the turnaround. How'd you do it and all that?
Yeah.
And he looked at Reese and goes, make a heck of a movie. And as I was watching it, I said, right away, not if you don't win at all. It's not a movie if you don't win at all. And I've come off of that because I started thinking, Rocky didn't win the first fight. He didn't. It was still an incredible underdog story. Now, they're not going to look at it that way. These opportunities, you may think that they're going to be here. So did the Miami Dolphins with Marino, and so did the Atlanta Falcons when they blew the lead to Brady. Like, teams think they have enough to get back and always be there.
It took Ohio State, 10 years?
When you're 4 quarters away and you're a favorite, and I don't, for the life of me, I know they've destroyed some teams. 8.5, and it was going up.
That feels right to me. It feels right to me. They've been BTAing everybody.
Against that defensive line, that offensive line.
It feels right to me.
The difference, because I was thinking, who would Indiana rather play, Ole Miss or Miami? And my original thought was they want to play Miami. Miami's not as scary as far as like putting up points and all that. But then I started thinking they have the experienced quarterback, and Ole Miss didn't. And I think they could mess a little more with Chambliss than they could.
It is interesting, though, that line, AR, and when you bake in the fact that this national championship game is being played in Miami's backyard. And it's still leaning that way, but I just think they're so dominant at this point and both sides of the ball, and it's such a clean game for them more times than not that feels appropriate to me, that number. It does.
Indiana before this season, in most places, was 100-1 to win it all. Right before the committee flipped Notre Dame and Miami, Miami was 100-1 to win it all.
Wow, good for
and now they're both playing. The get-in price, and I talked to my boys over Dream Seats, the get-in price was way high because Indiana fans, they've been waiting their whole lifetime for something like this, and now they're willing to spend whatever it takes. The Miami fan is like, wait a minute, we don't have to buy a hotel room? We'll sink the money into tickets.
Right.
And so that's why this thing has stayed high. It was at $4,000. The get-in price right now, and the allocations are just coming out now for both schools, Maddie, it's a little under $3,000 to walk into that game on Monday night.
For an Indiana fan, I can completely understand why that's worth it. And they showed up and showed out in Atlanta. Yeah. That was a home game.
I think it may be more fun for them to watch in Bloomington. They're opening up Assembly Hall. Lucas Oil is going to do it.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
And so
they'll be rocking over there.
All right, we're going to come back with ins and outs. That's next. Rothman Ice on the Fan.
The sound of Paul Keels calling a Buckeye game is erotic.
Oh, yes.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tired of snoring? Dr. Mark Levy can help with a custom mouthpiece that opens your airway and stops the snoring. No mask, no noise. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com today. Stop snoring. Sleep better. Live better.
It's a new year. Ready for a fresh start or career reboot? At My Computer Career, prep for a more recession-resistant future in the high-demand fields of IT, cybersecurity, in months, not years, including AI. Whether you're starting out or switching careers, no prior training is needed. Attend school online from home or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu to take the free career evaluation today. mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
They're trained. They're prepared.
Let's do it.
They're Ohio's undefeated plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling team. And they're here to tackle your problems. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
My mom is a veteran and she was injured in the line of duty.
I hurt my leg in a training accident when she was only 2 years old.
She had 7 different surgeries over the span of 9 years, and there were tons of complications.
I couldn't be the mom my kids needed me to be.
She missed so much.
After my last surgery, I got an infection so bad I thought it was going to kill me.
I told her she couldn't leave me yet. There was still so much she had to see. I hadn't even graduated.
I'm doing much better now. I may have lost my leg, but I've gained so much. I'm an active part of my kids' lives.
She can kick a mean soccer ball.
DAV's been there for me and my family. Through thick and thin, they've had our back.
Every year, DAV helps more than 1 million veterans like Sandy get the health and disability benefits they've earned so they can achieve victories great and small.
My victory is getting my life back. I got my joy back.
We got our mom back. thanks to DAV.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Being diagnosed with leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, or one of over 100 other types of blood cancer makes people want more time to do the things they love. That means more time to be artists, prom dates, world travelers, and moms. We are Blood Cancer United, the world's leading organization focused solely on blood cancer research, support, and advocacy. We do the most for more people with blood cancer, so people with blood cancer can do more of whatever they want. Blood Cancer United. Join us at bloodcancerunited.org.
Hey, it's T-Bone again. Listen up. Sleep apnea doesn't have to rule your nights. Dr. Mark Levy's been treating snoring and sleep apnea for over 15 years with proven results. And now he has an office in Marysville. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
The Jackets are back at Nationwide for a battle with the Canucks. Live fan coverage starts Thursday night at 6:30.
Sponsored by Atlas Butler Heating and Cooling.
Proud to be your flagship home of the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Fan.
They didn't have skim milk for your coffee, so I just got formaldehyde.
Oh, isn't that stuff in floor cleaner? Pizza's here. Would you like cheese on that? Or how about a Crowley?
Oh, no, that's a bug spray.
Hi there. Would you like to sample our new scent? Diethylene glycol.
Isn't that the stuff in antifreeze?
You wouldn't want to eat it, drink it, or even smell it, but that's exactly what's in your vapes. If you vape, quit. If you don't vape, don't start. For help, go to odh.ohio.gov/no vapes. A message from the Ohio Department of Health.
Have you ever thought about having a podiatric physician examine your feet? Doctors of Podiatric Medicine set broken bones, perform wound care, and remove bunions. Common health issues that they treat include ingrown or fungal nails, corns, warts, and skin problems like athlete's foot. Foot exams are easy and can prevent many foot problems. If you can't walk, work, or enjoy sports activities without pain, what are you waiting for? To find a podiatric physician who is a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association, visit associationsadvanceohio.com.
While serving in Vietnam, a grenade took my ability to see. Today, I'm a sculptor. Now, my fingers are my eyes. I'm Michael Naranjo. As a veteran, I know the challenges of life can be great. In my art, turning a lump of clay into something beautiful, that is worth doing. Life is like that. We each must use what we can to make things better.
DAV helps veterans like Michael get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year in life-changing ways.
Now, I show others how they can create something with their own hands. I know it can do a lot of good. With support from DAV, more veterans can shape their lives into a thing of beauty. My victory is bringing beauty into the world.
Michael Naranjo, may your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Any rain chances turn into snow chances the second half of the day. Otherwise, skies will be cloudy and cold with temperatures continuing to drop and gusty winds out of the southwest turning northwest in the afternoon. For Wednesday night, expect a chance of snow to taper off overnight with mostly cloudy skies and cold with temperatures in the teens and gusty winds. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present In or Out.
Just a little of the old in and out.
Just a little bit. All right, TLC, what do you got cooked up over there?
And there's my microphone, thank you. So I saw this. So James Smith, the defensive lineman from Alabama, along with his running mate, Quay Russaw, who both of them transferred here. James Smith in particular is who I want to focus in on. Defensive lineman, maybe you've seen pictures of him on social media. Wore the number 23 at Alabama. He reminded me of another defensive lineman who's been in the transfer portal within the past couple of years, Bear Alexander. Reason being is they both on their arm have a tattoo of a school logo that they would later go on to play for another school.
Okay.
James Smith has the Alabama A on his arm, which reminded me of the famous picture of Bear Alexander who had the Georgia G on his bicep. He then transferred out of Georgia after 1 year, and he's going and visiting Oregon. He's going and visiting Penn State, and he's flexing in these pictures in a Penn State uniform with a Georgia G tatted on his arm. So, James Smith, now the newest culprit, will have the Alabama logo tatted on him in a Buckeye uniform this next season. Are you in or out on college athletes waiting until after they graduate college to get their team inked on them?
Good luck.
I'm out. You just got to keep doubling down. Now you get the Buckeye, the Blocko, whatever you want to get that's Ohio State related. That's what you got to get now. If you're the newest addition to Larry Johnson's room, this is kind of like AR. If you met somebody that's coming from a previous relationship and they may have, the person they were with prior to you, their name tatted on them.
Oh,
I'm telling you right now, bro.
That is a lot different to me.
Do you demand that you get your name tatted, or do you demand a removal?
I'm not talking to them any further.
But what if they're checking all the other boxes? It's just that one thing. There's Richard's name tatted on her.
A lot more.
Richard. And what do you do?
She's got a lot of skeletons in the closet.
All right,
she's doing that.
Now you guys are cuddling that night on the couch and you see Richard's name on her wrist or whatever.
Richard.
All right, so this is deep because if somehow something happened to that person,
okay,
then maybe, lives go on and, if something happened, if their spouse passed or if, something happened.
So you're saying you'd be willing to live with that?
Well, yeah, because at that point they were dedicated and, till death do we part. And so there it is. I don't know
where is it located?
Where is it located? How about the removal process? Where do we stand on that? Does it really work pretty well?
I don't know if it works pretty well.
It takes multiple years.
Yeah, it does take a while to do that.
I'll say
that would show some dedication. Like they said, hey, I'm willing to let you use the same real estate.
I don't know if I could do it.
There's one case. I like actually when people get tatted on their ring finger, like the initial of their spouse.
So you don't
or
have to wear
like
the ring
that.
everywhere?
So they don't have to wear the ring.
I'm not mad at that either.
And so that to me is like I can actually see the application there. If you just have like someone's name on your shoulder or something like that, then you were just feeling a bit spontaneous and excited. And I'm like, you got some red flags with Richard on your tricep.
By the way, where does this Richard come from?
I just threw out a random name.
Richard.
I just threw out a random name. I don't know. First name that came to mind.
I would say,
is it a deal breaker? I guess is what I'm getting at.
I mean, I think if this person broke up with that person, then they would be dedicated into getting it removed. That would be something they'd want to have a fresh start moving forward. Okay. I think it'd be more odd if they kept it and just said, "Hey, the relationship went bad and
deal with it."
Yeah, sorry.
He asked a very important question of where the tat is as well, the location of the tat.
As far as the schools go, these guys aren't going to not get tats until they're done. I mean, they're young, they want it, they like the look, and at the time they get it, they feel like they're dedicated to that program. I'm with Maddie. I just think the resume just
keep going.
It just builds.
Like,
it's part of your history, you can have a love for your former school or former coach or whatever. It doesn't mean you're not going to play as hard for Ohio State because you have a Bama tat on your
If I have the fan logo on my forearm and when they fire me around here and I go somewhere else, I got to get the next station tatted too. That's what I would think. Just rack them up.
WLW right next to WBNS.
Oh, man.
You can be talking Reds baseball every single day. This actually reminds me, I had forgotten about this. There was a kid in our grade in high school, either junior or senior year, first and last name tatted on his chest.
Really?
That relationship ended like a month after he got it tatted.
First and last
First
name.
and last.
From the person he was with.
Yes.
No regrets.
In high school.
That's a party foul. That's out of bounds.
I don't know if he's since gotten rid of it or got it covered or whatever.
Yeah.
But junior or senior year, I forget which one.
That's that young love.
Here's the deal, though. This is what I do respect on it. That going in, it's obviously you're all in.
For sure.
You've done that. Like, this is the person you think you're going to be with the rest of your life. You're going all in.
Yeah.
So at least at the time you did it, you can congratulate them on the dedication. And listen, you don't think it all the way through right then. Human beings, lives change, people change. But I would find it very hard to get involved in a relationship if that was a very prominent thing that you would have to see.
Especially when and where you would have to see.
Actually, speaking of, we should add this to the story, too. As far as, where is it located? Is it on your ring finger? Is it somewhere else? Also, I'm asking, is that someone you were married to or someone that you were dating? If you got a tattoo of someone you were dating,
it could be.
Dude, your judgment, it's like, I don't care how great you are.
I think you would have to care.
If there's a girl.
I think because I'm saying, TLC, she checks all the other boxes for you.
She can't check all the other boxes if her judgment is that poor.
Are you going to be willing to give that up?
She's got to have some other flaws. If her judgment's that poor, she's making other mistakes.
It could be a long night in Vegas, Who knows?
The other thing is you've got to be ready for that other person to do that. Right?
Okay.
You got to be ready to, you don't have to be surprised somebody that you're dating that you show, hey, I got you a gift. What is it? Your name tattooed. You'd be like,
hold up, player.
I don't even know.
Co-sign that.
Yeah, that's a good point, AR.
I don't even know if I'd be thrilled if I was married and my wife did that. Hey, look at.
Well, what's the difference between that and the ring finger thing? Yeah. The initial. You just mentioned that. What's the difference?
That's I can't explain it other than it's just more commonplace, I guess. So just mentally, I'm accepting of it.
Okay. Right.
But if she had it going down her forearm and it was really noticeable, it's COLE. I'm
baby daddy Cole Barteam. It's my baby daddy.
There are a few things that went wrong if that's what she has written.
Bielema's been in the Big Ten and he's got the Iowa tat on his leg, right? Because he
doesn't Fick have a block though.
I think he does. Yeah, I think he does. Did Urban
ever
get a tattoo? Wasn't he supposed to get a tattoo?
Yeah, I don't think that ever happened.
Pay up on that?
I don't think he ever did.
Or just, okay.
Jim Harbaugh got the block M 15-0.
He did, yeah. So I just think you add to it.
Getting tattoos at 60 years old, you're never too young. Rothman, what are you getting?
No. I've gone this long. I think we're going to stay smooth. All right. Is that your last in and out?
I guess it is. Look at the time. What do you know?
We'll come back. You can add some more in the next segment.
First and last.
You can add some more in the next segment.
With Tell the Truth, I'm always looking for material anyway. I can just carry these over.
Perfect. Cut and paste. A rivalry is rebirthed, and is it the best one now? We'll examine that next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
At Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
Don't start the new year with the same old ride. Right now, score low lease payments on all 2026 models, like $149 a month for a brand new Elantra or $159 for a new Sonata. Hurry in and kick off the new year right. Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com. With proof credit $39.95 down plus tax, title, and fees. 2-year lease with 10K miles per year. New Hyundais come equipped with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Ends 2/2.
Plumbing problems? Logan Services is here to help. We offer free estimates on water heaters, water softeners, sewers, and drains. Don't stress. Instead, take action and book your free appointment now. Logan Services.
Miss Fernandez, what are those tiny things?
Those are what we call amoebas. You can only see them through a microscope.
Wow.
Today's students are tomorrow's great thinkers and innovators. But right now, there's a funding crisis in public schools. Millions of kids go to schools that don't have funding for books, computers, and so much more just because of where they live. You can help change that. Donors Choose is a nonprofit that lets you support students and teachers in your community and beyond. You choose which supplies to support. You could provide first graders with pencils and paper, or other students with their first chapter books, help a music class get a guitar.
You could even supply a classroom like mine with a science project. But what you're really giving is the moment that sparks a brighter tomorrow.
To learn more, please visit DonorsChoose.org. That's DonorsChoose.org. Choose students. Shape the future.
Day one, the hardest day. The day you hear,
this is a type of blood cancer.
At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day one. To learn more and get help on any day, visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Their live golf team name is Ice Dogs. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Oh, this is a wonderful analogy that my friend Mike Todd,
what up, Mike?
The outstanding CBJ entertainer himself. And this should have hit me too, and I'm glad he sent it. So, I don't know if you've seen, maybe you have because you're a baseball guy. You've seen Bull Durham?
Yes.
Okay. So, probably top 10 sports movie for a lot of people. And when Nuke is with Annie, she says they're talking because he's got the rivalry with Crash, and I think they're in bed together, and she's saying Crash. And he says, "You mean Nuke?" And she's like, "You said," and he's like, "You said Crash." And she's like, "No, honey, I said Nuke." He said, no, you said Crash. And she says, you shouldn't listen to a woman when what she says in the throes of passion, and don't get caught up in that. And, they say the darndest things kind of thing. And he's like, "You said Crash." Mm-hmm. And talking about Crash Davis, the character that Kevin Costner played. And he writes to me in the immortal words of Annie Savoy, "Would you rather I'd be making love to him using your name or making love to you using his name?" Oh, my God. And he's like, "You know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right." So,
third option.
There you go.
If you are making love to your significant other and they're calling out another person's name, that's...
Yeah, she played some trickery on him there. And Nuke was a very simple-minded man.
I don't know if
think, just throw. It can only hurt the ball club if you think too much.
I don't know if it gets any worse than that, though, if that happens.
I've heard about that story.
If you just get like a, hey,
So
I don't want to do that on the air. I'm not going to do it. You get my point.
So when I was in college, I had a warehouse job, just a college job. And one of the guys that I worked with was telling me this story that back when he was in college, he was playing the field a little bit with two girls.
Uh-huh.
He called one girl the others, and she was already kind of suspected that he was cheating. And he kind of put the nail in his own coffin when he called her the wrong name. Yeah. And so that created like an immediate fight, and it's like, okay, we got to simmer down. And so like he's kind of just like, she doesn't leave, but she's still in the room, and he kind of just lets her cool down. We'll talk about it in a second, like just giving her a little bit of space. Again, not that much space because she was still there. And so when like cooler heads were prevailing, and he was like ready to apologize, he apologized and called her the wrong name again.
That's just digging your own grave and falling right in.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Brittany. I mean,
if you were in a long-term relationship and you're out of that long-term relationship and you are with someone fairly new, maybe inside 6 months, and I'm sure it's happened to a lot of people out there that they've actually just real quickly called that person and said the other person's name.
Should you be dating inside 6 months after a breakup?
Oh, yeah, well,
that's the question I have. Because one of my friends is actually going through that right now.
You got to take a mandatory 6 months off?
I'll just ask.
6 months is a long time.
Mike Tomlin.
Ask the question. I'm just asking the question.
6 months is a long time. You can get over that.
You have a 6-month no-compete on dating.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hey, didn't Ohio ban non-compete
Maddie,
clauses?
you can date, just not in the Tri-County area.
Exactly. So what's the perfect ratio?
No, there is no perfect ratio. I just honestly was just trying to see how you guys felt about that, because one of my friends is going through that right now, and he's coming out of a breakup, and he's talking to someone new, and I was kind of like, are you sure you're ready?
Maddie, how long were they together?
Not very long, but he was like immediately, like 2 weeks after that, locked in with somebody else, and I was like, I don't know about this big dog.
That might be a situation where you don't want to be the guy who follows the guy.
Yeah.
Meaning if he's just out of a relationship, the next girl's going to last like 2 weeks.
The rebound is real, right? I mean, for a lot of people, the rebound. I wonder what the percentages are of the rebound person being the person. It's got to be low.
That you stick with that person and get into a relationship with them?
Yeah, what I'm saying is you're in a long-term relationship. You get out of a long-term relationship.
Yeah.
The first person you date being the next.
It's got to be low.
Very low.
It's got to be low.
I would think.
What about the people you cheat with? Like Leanne Rhymes? Leanne Rimes and her now husband were both married when they were working on a movie together.
Well,
they had an affair on the movie set. And now they're married to each other, but that's kind of lasting.
I think the affair changes things. I don't know whether.
Oh, okay. See, here's my thing, because Giselle is still with, Mr. Karate Kid, right?
One of the great calls you've had,
Mr. Miyagi.
I think you're like, if Maddie, like on this show, I think mine would be Tebow going to Denver.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning going to Denver. If you wanted to extinguish Tebow mania, you go get Peyton Manning. I get that one's on my resume here as a prediction. Yours of when Giselle and Tom broke up, and you're like, that doesn't look right. It doesn't feel right. I'm like, come on. She's just using him as some sounding board for.
And they're still locked in, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a good call.
Are they married? Something serious happened. Was it a kid or marriage? Something happened with those two, I think. But yeah, I think they're still locked in. She did Tom dirty because the ink wasn't even dry yet. I don't think they were officially divorced yet. And she was still creeping on him.
Yeah, but that's just how it goes in celebrity culture.
And they may have been separated.
But that doesn't mean it's right.
I know.
That doesn't mean it's right.
But you can find.
How do we know what Tommy was doing?
I don't like that at all.
We know what he's doing now.
Wait, I know, but
he's Braxton Berrios' ex-girlfriend.
Oh, I didn't know
Alex
anything about
Earl?
this.
Yeah, she's like 25 or something?
She's like my age,
like that. Yeah, Tom's out here getting busy. How you feel for Braxton Berrios? You guys break up, and then Tom Brady comes in and takes your ex-girl. That's humble. That's humbling.
That can be taken one of two ways, though.
That's humbling.
Because if you wanted to positive spin it, you could by saying, I'm in the same dating bracket as Tom Brady.
Oh, you could spin it that way.
The coaching tree.
But I think
the dating tree. The trust tree.
I don't think there's a lot of people that want to see their ex level up to that degree. You know what I'm saying? Like going from I'm Braxton Berrios and now she found Tom Brady.
Let me throw another one at you.
Okay.
Because there are some professions where it's like, it may be a little bit difficult to date a girl like this. So, for example, Jackson Dart is now dating a ring card girl. Could you do that? Like, first of all, you got to be insanely attracted to do that, and she is.
Yeah.
But is there anything that's like, I'd get too jealous because I know you have that job for one. You don't need to remind everybody what round it is. They can look up at the scoreboard and see it. You're there for one reason and one reason only. Is there anything that would kind of tug on you and be like, man, I don't know?
Well, here's the thing with ring card girls. You're kind of that job is not all the time either, right? So she's for these fights is what you're talking about, right?
So specific events.
And so that's like
they're just models.
A couple times a year where she's going to be out in the public eye like that.
Yeah.
That may not be as bad of a gig as you think it is.
What are you saying? That Jackson Dart shouldn't be dating someone that...
No, he can date whoever he wants to. I'm just saying that would be something where, like thousands of guys on the building are like, here she comes, round 3. They're not even watching the fight. Round 4, where is she? Which one is she? That would just be...
I'll tell you this.
That would be a little bit tough. You know what I'm talking about.
It's better than what Zion Williamson is going through right now.
Oh, man.
What's going on with him?
He's got OnlyFans models in his house recording him, throwing up receipts of how much money he's paying.
Screenshotting DMs and stuff like that.
It's crazy, man. It's
what's he getting out of that?
He's not getting anything. Well, he's getting something out of it.
No, but what I mean is I don't understand.
Probably.
What's the deal?
It's just like it's intrusive, right? That he's being exposed in his own house and like he doesn't know he's being recorded. Like this girl's like on his couch.
Oh, okay.
And he's like in the video like trying to fix his fireplace or something, and then like she's throwing up receipts of how much he paid her to hang out, wherever the heck that they're doing. And this isn't the first time that this has happened.
He's basically selling his soul for some action.
Which a lot of athletes probably do.
You guys, this is a long time ago, and TLC may not, when the whole Tiger Woods thing happened.
Oh, he had to do a press conference?
Yes, in front of, with his mother there and the whole thing. But the one thing that I always found interesting is that Tiger supposedly wasn't whining and dining and giving them money, and it wasn't that type of relationship where like he was obviously just doing whatever he wanted. But so what we had read and heard about it is that he wasn't leaving his wife for any of them, that he was having fun and they knew it, but it wasn't a transaction like you're talking about. But some of them decided to keep a voicemail just in case. Like the one on that Thanksgiving night. My wife is going through my phone. Like, first of all, Tiger, why is she in your phone under Perkins waitress. I don't know. Like, I don't think she was, but I mean, what was she going to find that would have had the big clue? But I always found it like these women supposedly liked him. He wanted to be with them, and they were just holding that ace in the hole. They were holding something back.
Of course. You know why.
Yeah.
We all know why. Get a check out of it. That's why you do it.
They sold it to TMZ,
100%.
the voicemails.
100%.
Yeah. I didn't know that about Zion. So to summarize, so he's dating some women. They come in his house, and unbeknownst to him, they're recording what?
Him just
doing what?
He was trying to fix his fireplace or whatever. It's just like exposing him. Like I don't know in their minds what they're thinking they're getting out of this, right? Like a clout, I guess, for a little bit of time. But she put up maybe like a Venmo transaction where he paid her $2,000 or whatever. And we know what he's paying for. Come on. We all know what's happening here. But yeah, this is the second time he's been exposed. The first time was by Mariah Mills. Don't look up that name at work.
Okay.
Incognito browser.
Yes, do not look that up at work.
Yes, he taught us all about that. Still not sure if that's protecting you. I don't know what line of defense that is. It might be just like the second level of the defense.
Yeah.
But sometimes somebody breaks a tackle, and then I don't know what the next line of defense is that you're going to need on your computer. We'll come back with a Buckeye Bulletin next, and Jake Diebler talking about the health of one of his players and what he expects from the game this Saturday against the Bruins. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
A lot has changed in 30 years, but we're still that old shoe that feels worn in and well-loved. And, well, we smell a little, but you've accepted that. The Fan.
Listen to Financially Fit Radio with Corey Sickles this Saturday morning at 9 on 1460 AM, covering topics like what you need to know about annuities and how to stay healthy and enjoy retirement. Financially Fit Radio this Saturday morning at 9 on 1460 AM.
I slept in a lot of different rooms, different beds, but none of them really felt like mine. I spent 14 years in foster care, mostly in group homes. And I never had much left because I always had to be ready to move. Why get things if you just have to let them go?
There are more than 100,000 children in foster care waiting to be adopted. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is working to help find them a forever family and a permanent home of their own.
Now I have my own room with walls that tell my story. I love hanging out in here. I play dress up with my sisters and I sing and make videos. But the best part, knowing I'll always have a place to go and a family that loves and supports me.
If you have room in your home or your heart, see how you can help at davethomasfoundation.org.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
How serious is youth vaping? Irreversible lung damage serious. 1 in 10 kids vape serious, which warrants a serious conversation from a serious parental figure like yourself. Not the seriously know-it-all sports dad or the seriously smart podcaster. It requires a serious conversation that is best had by you. No, seriously. The best person to talk to your child about vaping is you. To start the conversation, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Connie Britton. I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America. 200 food banks strong.
Want big flavor and even bigger value? The new $9.99 value meal has arrived at Hothead Burritos. Get your choice of a customized, loaded little burrito or bowl with fresh chips and salsa plus a drink, all for just $9.99 today. Hothead Burritos. Get up and get you some.
Everyone needs to take care of their mental health, even running back Bijan Robinson.
When I'm on the field and feeling the pressure, I usually just take a deep breath. When I'm just breathing and seeing what's in front of me, everything just slows down. It just makes me feel great before I run the play.
Just like Bijan, we all need a strong mental game on and off the field. Make a game plan for your mental health at loveyourmindplaybook.org.
Love your mind.
Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Foundation, the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation, and the Ad Council.
Disasters strike, fires, hurricanes, earthquakes. Direct Relief delivers. No politics, no red tape. Direct Relief is a lifeline to people in crisis. So check them out at directrelief.org. And if you can, donate.
The Buckeyes are back at the shot for a Big Ten battle with UCLA. And yes, that still sounds weird.
Live fan coverage starts Saturday at noon with the Tip at 1.
Every game, every season. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Buy 4 windows, get 4 free from windownation.com.
All right, a little Buckeye Bulletin time. So I've been out for a while and start doing the tally when I get back that Ohio State's lost almost 30 players to the portal. Now, the headline is bad, right? You're losing that many guys, and everyone's asking, is the sky falling? And clearly you start going through them, and Buckeye fan probably has the question of why is their beloved football team losing so much? And a lot of this is certainly depth players. And we'll ask Bobby about this at 2 o'clock. And I wonder if this is as simple as you have absolute superstars in this program that command a lot of financial investment. And so I'm wondering, is that the case where, like another team where you can spread it out? You know, it's kind of like the old fantasy salary cap model. Like when you were building those teams, and
yeah,
you
told
ever
us
see
one time, the way that you think for fantasy, why don't GMs think that way? I loved when you said that.
I've had some successful seasons. I feel like this is part of how GMs think. I think this way in fantasy. I imagine in reality it works somewhat similar. That's right.
And just for good measure.
You traded for a 40-year-old quarterback. What are you waiting for him to develop? Exactly. You start Flacco and you let the chips fall. So my thing is on Ohio State's commitment to development and all that. I mean, that certainly evolves with time because it's fluid. You can develop a guy, and if he's, if he can get more money elsewhere, he's going to consider it. And now this is the bed they've made. Now they have to lie in it. This is where college football is. So if you're paying superstars a lot of money, does that mean the depth guys have to now compare the money they'll get to stay to be a depth piece versus where they could go and be a 1A guy and be a starter? And I think that's the same in a lot of industries where, you've ever heard the phrase big fish, little pond? Would you rather get paid a really good amount of money to work and live in Columbus, Ohio?
Right.
Or would you rather get paid a lot more, but where the cost of living is crazy, where you'd have to go to New York or San Francisco? And so you have to kind of weigh what's important to you. I always thought that what was most important to a college football player was opportunity. Like, they want both, and some guys would rather sit here and wait and make money and be a depth piece. And some guys are like, no, I'd rather start for a lesser school, because the lesser schools now actually are competing where they weren't before. And so I'm looking down the list of, obviously Julian Sain's going to be here, and St. Clair's going to be here, and Lincoln transferring isn't the biggest deal in the world. It actually makes a lot of sense for him. The running backs, Peoples and Sam Williams-Dixon. Well, you retained Bo Jackson. You rescued that. Isaiah West is still here. So you start going through all of the names. Now, Milan Graham and Quincy Porter, you still have Jeremiah Smith. You have Ennis. You have Chris Henry's coming in. They've got some transfers. The turnover at wide receiver, I think, was a little more of a surprise for me based on the fact that they have a trigger man. There's no question a quarterback, and you have Carnell Tate leaving, and those guys are thinking, I get bumped up a rung. So that was a little surprising to me.
And you mentioned Porter and Graham. Those guys are both going to Notre Dame. So the former Buckeye Marcus Freeman doing a little Buckeye on Buckeye crime there, stealing away, some now former Buckeyes. I'm at a point, AR, where the days of having just waves of elite depth, I think, in this sport are gone. When you're a program like Ohio State, when you're a program like Georgia, Alabama, and you recruit at a very high level and you do stack up the organic way, having a lot of 4- and 5-star guys, those guys aren't going to wait around that long to get their chance.
Well, the other thing real quickly, Matty, is I think those guys would be willing to wait, but now the tempting of being able to go somewhere for more money.
Yes,
like that's it.
Agree.
Like they'd be more than willing to stay.
I don't think they would. I don't think that they would. I think these guys, the pull of the money and the chance to play is the driving force in a lot of this now. And I just don't think you're going to be able to have 2s and 3s on your rosters that are elite players anymore that are going to wait 2-3 years to play because of exactly what you're talking about. I completely agree with what you're saying. So the hope is now, and obviously in this sport, it's always paramount, is you better have your guys with health on their side. Because if you don't, then some of your bad depth is going to show itself now, I think, in this world of college football that we're living in.
Look at what most Buckeye fans that I talk to, they're like, oh, what went wrong? And the common phrase, and I don't even know if this is correct, is, well, they paid all their superstars and there was nothing left for the offensive line, or there was nothing left for where it really counted up front.
Who are they, the Bengals?
Right. It's just, I don't know that for a fact, but I feel like if you look at the way Cristobal has built Miami, built it from the inside in the trenches, he really invested in making sure he had it up front. Indiana's very balanced, but that's a different beast because of all those guys they came at different times. A lot of them came from James Madison, and he's clicked on a quarterback.
They're an old team.
Yeah.
They played a lot of ball.
To your point, too, Maddie, I think it's a domino effect because I think that it's really hard for a player to be that level of committed to a program if everyone around him is going to take advantage of the system in place. So I do think under other circumstances, players would have an easier time staying like the old way. You stay, you're a backup for probably a couple years, you're probably a starter for a couple years, and that's how it goes. Once you're an upperclassman.
TLC, they're now competing, though, like they've never had with transfers.
Yeah.
Like if you're already on the team, you feel good when a guy graduates or leaves or goes to the NFL. Right. You're thinking, now it's my chance. You never had to experience, wait a minute, I'm going to compete with a guy who's not even here yet, who's coming from another team.
That's a hell of a point because those guys probably think, okay, when they get to, we talk as much about how college coaches nowadays, like the NFL is so much more appealing because you know what you're signing up for, and in college you kind of don't. Like college coaches who took these jobs like 10 years ago, they didn't sign up for this style of college football.
Right.
But to the same point, to back the players, which I don't usually do, but this would be a good example of it, to back the players, a guy who's a freshman gets on campus, looks at the depth chart, kind of figures out who he needs to surpass and how much time it's going to take him to crack the starting lineup. But when the coach is bringing in players from other schools, now you feel like I didn't sign up for this. And so it goes both ways. So you're absolutely right.
The mindset of an 18 to 22-year-old, when you are seeing hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions of dollars getting thrown around your locker room, and you're thinking, well, where is mine?
Maddie, that was always going to be the fear, right? The haves and the have-nots within the own team. Would you have envy and resentment in the team?
Right, and I just think that's why we're seeing so much action, because to be able to get your hands on that type of money at that age, I can't imagine what that is like. And so you're always going to have these programs coming into your building, tempting guys with all this money, and these guys aren't going to pass up on that. And so, yeah, all of this stuff is absolutely wild. It looks like they've been able to recover a little bit here as far as, some of the guys that they brought in, especially on the defensive end. But that wide receiver room right now, for sure, there's questions in there as far as how much depth they're going to have, because now you're asking a lot of Chris Henry Jr. to come in and be a dude right away. And also, even before that, you got to have the Brandon Ennis level up even more next year as a veteran guy. It's got to happen.
Most of these guys that transfer, too, it can be a couple things. One, they could either see the writing on the wall, like where they know they're not.
That's what I think happened with Mylan Graham and Quincy Porter. They knew what was coming behind them. They knew the financial stuff that was happening with Chris, and they said, we got to get out of here because there's not enough left for us.
Well, they probably would have known that now. Like, they probably had those meetings where they know what the promotion and investment is in them. And the other part is, like, and this is in life, that you can tell me how much you love me.
Show me.
But if you don't show me in my paycheck, like that's in the real world. And now these guys are getting a taste of that at an early age. that you can tell, a coach can tell me how much he believes in me and loves me, but the proof of the pudding is what you're investing in me now. It used to be whether you're playing me. Now it's whether you're paying me.
And playing me.
Yeah, both.
Yeah.
So now we are in that era. We'll come back top of the hour. We'll get Bobby Carpenter's view on all of this next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
There's nothing Bo Bishop can't do well, except find competent co-hosts. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
Right now, save on new 2026 Tucson with 0.99% financing for up to 60 months. Columbus or Dublin or glexhyundai.com with approved credit. Ends 2/2.
Get your furnace fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling. 1-800-COOLING.
It's Timmy Hall and AI Common Man. Happy to ring in another year with our friends at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Hey, Mikey, do you want to be a millionaire? Hollywood is the place to do it.
From now until March 25th, you have the chance to win $1 million instantly. And here's something Mikey likey. All new brunch items at the Sportsbook restaurant and bar like Biscoff stuffed French toast, country Benedict, or roast beef hash skillet. Yummy.
Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
This weekend, the Ohio RV and Boat Show, brought to you in part by Ohio Credit Union, is back and bigger than ever at the Ohio Expo Center. Whether it's your first adventure or you're a seasoned outdoor enthusiast, this show has it all. One ticket gets you into all 3 buildings so you can see the latest in RVs, boats, motorcycles, ATVs, golf carts, and more. From towables to drivers, jet skis to pontoons, and more. It's all here. The Ohio RV and Boat Show at the Ohio Expo Center, January 9th through 18th. Get details and tickets at OhioRVandBoatShow.com.
You wanted to be cool, which led you to smoking, which led to a pack a day. Then you met that special someone, which led to starting a life with them, which led to wanting to live longer, which led to quitting. Then you heard you may be at risk for lung cancer, which led you to getting a low-dose CT scan. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-718-4040. That's 800-718-4040. 800-718-4040.
Around the world, Children International and friends like you are giving children in poverty a chance to grow and thrive, to be healthy, to succeed in school, and achieve great things. How do we do it? In the best way possible, by helping ensure access to healthcare, nutrition, and educational opportunities. And most importantly, by empowering youths and their families to get out of poverty and into employment through life skills, computer, and job training. The very tools they need to break the cycle of poverty and build futures full of promise. Because every child deserves a chance to realize their full and best potential. Learn more about how Children International is empowering children and families by going to children.org today. That's children.org.
You know what hope is? Hope is action. Carving a path forward, even when it's hard.
And kids who still know how to dream. They're the best pathfinders of all.
So at Child Fund, hope means helping millions of children living in poverty worldwide to grow up healthy, educated, skilled, and so all those good things can come true for them. Safe.
And that means safe at home, safe at school, and safe online.
Hope means walking this path together. All of us. Because when we work together, we can do so much more.
That's right. Hope includes you.
Child Fund, because we need each other.
To learn how Child Fund works with children in 23 countries to help them achieve their full potential, visit childfund.org. That's childfund.org.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. Buckeyes Julian Sayin and Bo Jackson were named to the Football Writers Association of America's Freshman All-American team today. Sayin, who already won the Sean Alexander Freshman of the Year award, could be named FWAA's Offensive Freshman of the Year tomorrow. Coming off of a huge win on the road over Maryland, the 14th-ranked Ohio State women's basketball team is back at the Shot tonight. They'll take on Penn State at 6:30. Tyler Danberg has the call over on the Fan 2 beginning at 6:15. The Cleveland Cavaliers in Philly for a matchup with the 76ers this evening. Tip is at 7. Two-time Pro Bowl wide receiver Adam Thielen is retiring after 13 seasons in the league. This one's sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Need help recovering from the holidays? Get a holiday loan from BMI Federal Credit Union at bmifcu.org/holiday loan.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and Ice feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
All right, third hour of the program. Rothman and Ice and our main man, Bobby Carpenter, in studio today. Good to see you, pal. Thanks for coming in.
Good to see you. I'm just excited to hop in on some of that combo of, leveling up in your dating pool, the dating tree.
Tats from former relationships. Did you catch that one?
Yeah, then we get to Tiger Woods. All of a sudden, Rothman jumps into the Thanksgiving Day phone. And then, I don't know if it was you or the Drop King over here. It was like, why would she be going through his phone? I'm like, well, occasionally, sometimes there's the second phone, like we were talking about with
CeeDee Lamb at the draft.
And when you discover the second phone, it's like finding an artifact. You want to kind of look in and see what that's all about, maybe. And maybe that was the case. There was a guy who I played with in Dallas who he had a second phone, which I would never advise anybody to do that. It's very not a good idea. But he had a second phone. Some people called it like their business line. Other people called it it rhymed with snow before phone. Something that Santa Claus would say. Keep it clean for the kids. But he'd keep it in his trunk. And he'd always have it on silent. And that way he'd go get it. He said, I never want to bring it into the house or have it wherever. And he was saying one day he's driving and he forgot to turn the ringer off. And his girlfriend was in the car with him. And he has the radio. She's like, what's that sound? He's like, oh, I kind of knew. He's like trying to turn it up. She's like, no. Here's some music playing or something. He's like, no. He's like trying to like rev the engine a little bit. And she's like, no. And she's like, take his hand. She's like, there's a phone in here somewhere. He's like, I don't know. Maybe somebody, like teammates left one somewhere. Let's figure it out. Like, she gets out. She's like, pop the trunk. It's a bad situation.
It's like a scene out of Goodfellas, except there's a phone in there, not a person.
He probably would have rather had it been a person than a phone.
There are now 10,576 football players that have entered the portal as of Wednesday morning. Of those 10,500, I guess almost 7,000 are still active and looking for a new team. So, listen, there aren't 7,000 open scholarships.
No,
in Division
that's the best part. The math on the re-entry doesn't work.
That's what I'm thinking. Like
getting to space isn't the hard part.
Right.
Coming back
getting home. Right. So, answer me. I don't remember. Was there a cap on what? Let's just take Ohio State for example. Is there a cap of money they're allowed to actually give players a season or no?
So they have the revenue sharing, which is the pool that you got for that. It's $20.5 million.
That's
you don't
right.
have to spend it all.
That's the number I remember hearing. But
yes, so that's for all like sports. So Ohio State, I think they're doing men's basketball or football, men's and women's basketball, and maybe women's volleyball. So I think they said football obviously is getting the lion's share of that, maybe 3/4, call it $16 million maybe. And so then they can spend that on players. And those are the contracts like what Damon Williams had with Washington that had like some poison pill.
He ran on back.
You sign this. If you break this and go somewhere else, then you've got your new school has to pay us back. Oh, and by the way, the money that they pay you, paying us, that comes out of that money too. So you're also getting like a cap hit on it. And then now they have the Learfield deal, which Ross was talking about, which Ohio State is the biggest Learfield property of all. And it's not really close. And so they said they would take, when they sign, deals with Giant Eagle or, whoever else comes in, Huntington and places like that, the percentage of that will tie an athlete into that and have them do some activations. And I think they said they would give up to 20% of that. So that gives you like another pool. But Ross effectively said talk about $20 million. They signed that deal. That was 3 years ago. We were kind of at the market at the time. Now we're probably under market. And so this is going to help us get there. And then they can do other deals outside. But said effectively he thought it'd be, 35-ish to 40 million. So people are like, what do Ohio State losing all these portal guys? You can't sign them all. And I mean, this stuff is supposed to be cleared a little bit, but Ohio State still doesn't have, a billionaire who just cares about football. And that's the problem.
There's no Mark Cuban right now.
But even if they did.
Well, you get funny with some of the numbers and how you're able to donate and different.
Okay.
It's supposed to all be vetted, but who's in charge?
Right.
Right. Power resides where men believe it does.
I remember when we were getting into this, the three of us, and it was like
whispers.
the hiding in plain sight was like there now. Like nothing was going to catch anybody's eye that looked wrong. If a guy drives in a $100,000 automobile, it means he's got an endorsement deal. Like no one.
The car, you would love it, Roth. You're a car guy. You go cruise to that lot over there. Some real nice stuff. Some real nice stuff.
I always just wondered, like, what went through my mind is where are they parking? Like, not at the facility.
That's also been an issue because
I don't want to give a guy a $100,000 car and have him park it on the street.
Well, some of them, even in some of the garages in different places, some of the guys
they're coming back with some nice dings and scrapes.
They get broken into.
Vandalism,
They'll break into it. And like, dude, you see a $150,000 car. Right. Well, they probably got something. There might be something nice inside of that.
So there's been a couple receivers that have left and gone to Notre Dame.
Yep.
Mylan Graham, Quincy Porter. The state of the wide receiver room right now for Ohio State. I know there's some Buckeye fans that since the announcement of Hartline being the head coach at USF, that whole situation, him leaving, these guys
Rogers
leaving
went down there
as well, right? Like, where are you at with this in this wide receiver room, and maybe how much pressure is going to be on these young guys to play at a high level next year right out the gate?
So here's the thing, and I don't have any just inside knowledge as to what Chris Henry got, but everybody was sad these guys left. The reality is, like, J.J. Smith's getting compensated pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. I think that's safe to say.
Yeah.
Okay. You've got Brandon Innes that's coming back. You have to compensate him. You paid Chris Henry probably a lot, and maybe more than you even initially signed up for, given the
back and forth with Oregon and all that. Right.
Probably put a lid on at some point, but I think it's safe to say that he probably was getting the J.J. Smith treatment from his freshman year. So you paid 3 Qs. Like, if Quincy Porter comes in, I was a 5-star last year, this and that, and pretty good. I won $1 million, and I want guaranteed play time. Well, you can only allocate so much to a certain room. You've got, it's great. If Julian Sayin is like Joe Burrow back there, then nobody's getting the ball. All right. By the way, Julian wants a raise, and he was a Heisman finalist, so we can debate how much and what that looks like. If Damon Williams is getting $4 to $5 million, I just try to throw that out there to people.
Yeah, the guy that just went to Texas Tech.
Like, what do you mean?
Sorsby's supposed to be getting $5 million.
Like, what do you mean he wants a raise? I'm like, these other guys are all getting it, and he was one of the 5 that the deal. So
are they hurt? Is Ohio State? Listen, they have higher talented guys than a lot of teams.
Yeah.
But if you're sinking that much money into the high talent, they got to hit, and they got to hit big, and they got to be great.
Chris Henry's got to play.
Yeah,
he's got to be a really good receiver for you as a freshman.
Because another unit is going to lose when you're paying him. Because all I hear from Buckeye fan is, well, we paid everybody except the guys that matter up front. Like, that's why we had a crappy offensive line, because
it's really hard to find offensive linemen.
Right. And enough to really know.
O&D linemen are they're the most valuable, because if people have them, they will do whatever to keep them. And look, the whole center, guard, tackle are all coming back on the left side. Tegra left, and Gabe Van Sickle is going to be back, trying to work through Phillip Daniels, I'm assuming, but they're trying to figure that right side out. But that's why you can't pay Quincy Porter $1 million. You can't pay your fourth receiver that. You got to pay some of that to your offensive line.
Yeah, we got done talking in our previous segment, Bobby, about how the days of just having waves of depth at the high end, they're gone now, right?
You look at Miami and Indiana. Someone brought this up to me. Like, look at Indiana. They're playing all their guys. It's third quarter. Like, what are they still in there for against Oregon? I'm like, well, two things. One, you want your guys to still be sharp.
That's right.
You don't just want to shut them down at half and be like, all right, and then we'll walk in 9 days later and be great. So you want to play them, make sure they're still good. But then I said, who are you putting in? Like, Indiana isn't playing either. But like, maybe some of the young guys will get developed and things. But Miami, you watch when their front D line came out, their top line guys, after that, not very good.
Yep.
And so it's going to be a little bit like NFL-esque where you can't be Ohio State, Bama, Georgia, and like have the pictures where they have the 5 first-round receivers all sitting on the bench because nobody's going to sit there and wait.
Right.
And so now the debate comes like, you paid those guys a lot coming in when you know probably your second year, if they're not playing a lot, then they're probably on their way out. And so they're battling this kind of paradigm shift right now that they're trying to work through.
All right, stick close. Can you hang out? All right, we're going to come back. I do want to get your feeling on Monday night on what you think is going to happen there. We'll do that next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. You think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a bright, focused foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
It's been a real journey since 2014 when I first had my injury. I realized that my home was just not working for me and that it was time to ask for help. Homes for Our Troops is really giving me my life back. The shower allows me to go in and turn around with my chair, pull down storage racks, automated door systems, hours of my morning given back to me. Adaptive sports are a huge part of my life, a huge part of my healing journey as well. Homes for Our Troops helped with making sure that I had a home gym so that I can continue to train. This past year, I was able to host Thanksgiving in my home. And it was the first time I was able to have my whole family in one place and I was able to contribute to the meal. There are a lot more veterans in need, and Homes for Our Troops is going to be there to help them too.
Homes for Our Troops builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans and enables them to rebuild their lives. Join our mission at hfotusa.org.
Hey, Max, you look absolutely dashing in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world?
You bet, Daisy. I'm ready as I'll ever be. And might I say, your purple tie really pops with your vest.
Thanks. I almost went with a cape, but didn't want to come across as pretentious.
Nonsense. Anyone in our line of work should rock a cape.
You might be onto something, Max.
Phew, so here we go. First day on the job. We've got this, right?
Right. Don't forget, we both graduated from Dogs Inc. with honors.
Which means I can guide my human around a busy city with ease.
And I can give my human a restful night.
I hope my human is kind and loving.
And I hope mine likes wet kisses and zoomies.
Ready to make a difference?
Born ready. Let's go.
Discover how extraordinary dogs like Daisy and Max change lives at no cost to the recipients. Visit dogsinc.org.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wensing.
Educators have powerful voices, and in 2026, educators are using their voices to speak up and demand the funding, resources, and support our students need to learn, grow, and thrive. We are standing united for our students because we are stronger together.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton.
ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network.
You know a thing or two about the moments in life that matter. You've seized those moments to embrace joy, accomplish great things, and build meaningful relationships. Is it time now to sit back and reflect on a life well lived? Maybe. Or maybe there's more to be done. Maybe this is the most important moment you've encountered yet. By volunteering with AmeriCorps Seniors, you can seize the moment, lend a hand, and get back more than you give. We connect you to local volunteer organizations with opportunities that fit your schedule and match your interests. Through AmeriCorps Seniors, you can support people in times of need and make your community stronger. You can become a companion to your older neighbors, brightening their days with friendship. You can even become a mentor for young people, serving as a role model and enriching their lives. Are you ready to seize your moment? Visit AmeriCorps.gov/yourmoment and get started today.
Love football, love wings? Put those bad boys together and you get Austin and Vern live at Roosters.
Presented by Bryant Heating and Cooling.
Large amounts of football and all the donkey sauce you can handle. Mondays on the Fans YouTube channel. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Any rain chances turn into snow chances the second half of the day. Otherwise, skies will be cloudy and cold with temperatures continuing to drop and gusty winds out of the southwest turning northwest in the afternoon. For Wednesday night, expect a chance of snow to taper off overnight with mostly cloudy skies and cold with temperatures in the teens and gusty winds. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, Ice, little Bet365 time.
Let's get into it because at Bet365, if you're a new customer, they're ready to take care of you with an awesome deal where all you have to do is bet $5. After that, folks, you're getting $200 in bonus bets, whether you win or lose. So you could take that $200 and turn it into something bigger and better when you bet on total spreads, money lines, or player props.
All right, let me give you the spreads of the 4 games. Broncos favored by 1 over the Bills. Seahawks favored by 7.5 over the Niners. Patriots favored by 3 over the Texans. And the Bears are home dogs again. Plus 3.5 against the Rams. And Matty Stafford's injured forefinger. I know Allen's got a little bit of a finger and foot issue going too for the Bills. Boy, listen, that's a lot of points for Seattle to be giving San Fran, but now with the Kittle situation, I guess I could see that. Which one do we like of all of these? I would say, boy,
Houston's probably going to go into this game without Nico Collins, I would think, right? He left the game with a concussion.
Yeah, that'd be a short week to clear protocol.
And on New England side of things, I think Christian Gonzalez has been dealing with a concussion situation as well. So 2 big-time players are probably going up against each other a lot. May not play. I like New England in that 3 right now.
Lay the 3 there.
Yeah, I like that.
What about the Bears plus 3.5 against the Rams, the cardiac Bears?
Lay the points.
Lay them with the Rams? Yeah.
I think the Rams represent the NFC.
Okay.
It's who everybody really liked before the playoffs, and now that they're here and they're a favorite, I'm not disagreeing with you. That seems right.
They've got a great roster and the best quarterback.
Mm-hmm. And the coach too.
And the coach is really good.
Knows what it takes.
I mean, they check it. I would like San Fran, but they are beaten to death. I mean, Kyle Shanahan is putting that thing together with glue.
What about Seattle, though? Is it a Sam Darnold thing for you, the lack of trust in these moments?
Yeah. The thing is, the one thing I don't like about Seattle and their home field two of the teams they could be playing are in division, and I don't think home field matters as much when you play there every year. Like, those guys aren't overwhelmed by it.
It didn't matter for a half for the Packers.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know what they were doing in the second half there.
Listen, I think when McManus missed that field goal, it gave them a little bit of hope. It was like, and then the Bears they've made this their identity, and they just believe we can spot you points and come back.
Mm-hmm. Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply. In-app only.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
And quickly, don't miss out on the Daily Boost, the Super Boost as well. Some of these games specifically have boost going on over at Bet365, so make sure you're locking in to some of those. Check out that Broncos-Bills game for a cool little boost happening at Bet365.
Oregon quarterback Dante Moore is planning to announce whether he's going to go to the draft in about 8 minutes.
He gone. That's
I
my
don't know
guess.
about that.
That's my guess.
Who's picking first?
Just my guess. The Raiders are picking first. I think
he
that
wouldn't
will be
the
Mendoza.
first. Yeah.
He
So
might be, though. He
Really?
If you're making a upside maybe bet long term, I wouldn't put that completely to bed that Mendoza is that. I think he's
that
leaving
head-to-head
Oregon.
game was so slanted to Indiana. I think that I'm not saying you're right. You make a judgment call on just one game, but I feel like that was a tiebreaker.
There's
game.
the one, the Bill Parcells adage of like wanting a guy to have 30 starts in college, and like 30 is an optimistic goal. 25 to 28, you're good with. When you're like not really to 20 yet, like that's something where you see a lot of those quarterbacks come in. Look at the guys that have had success. Who's that played a lot of football?
The guy, Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, these guys that are hitting right away.
Oh, yeah.
They have played a lot of ball.
Even Drake May played a lot of football.
Correct. And on the other side of that, Anthony Richardson, very, very light as far as games played, and that has not worked out. I just think he's probably being told he's quarterback 2.
He probably is.
I don't think you pass up on that to come back and deal with Julian and Arch and all these other guys. And also, I'm kind of following the breadcrumbs of Dylan Raiola going to Oregon. That, to me, kind of sounded an alarm.
Yeah.
I think that's part of it, and you're probably right. And he is going to probably be the second quarterback taken. Is it best for his development? That's where you have to ask the question. Yeah. And that we'll see what's important and see if that matters. But Dylan Raiola going there, he could redshirt and sit behind him, and I don't know if they'd be interested in doing that. The one thing I do know is they've got a ton of money, so they may be willing to pay Dylan Raiola a nice chunk of change to sit there for a year and a half.
And Dante did that. When
Dante did that,
from UCLA to Oregon. He did do that. So, yeah, maybe so. It's fascinating to me, AR. You think he's staying for another year?
No. I wanted to bring in the factor of, yes, going to the NFL is great, but going to the right team is really important. And if he gets drafted by the Jets or something, like
Todd McShay kind of threw that out there, like, hey, like you may not want to go there.
I mean, not that every year you feel like the next year you don't know. It's always going to be bad teams that are going to be looking for quarterbacks.
That's true.
Oh, yeah. They could be. Here's the good news. The Jets may be drafting at the top again next year.
Right.
We'll get you some help right away. 8.5. Indiana's favored by on Monday night.
It's crept up. It was 7.5.
It was 7.5. So it hasn't really, I guess in college football, you could say it has crossed a middle key number in the 8. I was surprised it went that way. And I'm not saying that Indiana can't beat them or won't beat them. I'm starting to lean in now to they're so
8-point
they're so
favorites.
Balanced. Well, Miami's kind of like Ohio State of last year. They caught fire and they have physicality and they have it up front and they have an experienced quarterback who's not making mistakes right now. They've got a pretty good talent at receiver, a really good talent at running back. They like to play low-scoring games, but Indiana's balanced, turnover battle. They're great. They got weapons everywhere.
Here's the thing with Indiana. They've got the best quarterback on the field. They've got a guy who doesn't make mistakes. He's incredibly accurate. Their receivers don't get a lot of separation, but he's so accurate with it. They're great contested ball catchers. Like the coverage is always pretty good.
Back shoulder city.
He puts it where it needs to be, and those guys are physical, and they're grown men. They're 23 years old making plays out there.
Yeah, that Becker touchdown was incredible.
It's
just
unbelievable.
dunked on that guy.
Like he wasn't even playing early in the year. And then you look defensively. This is the one thing that Miami's O-line is huge. Indiana's not very big on the defensive side of the ball. But you know who else had a big O-line? Oregon, Alabama, all of these teams. And so I'm done saying, hey, if they can just wear them down, stay on them, I'm like that. They don't make mistakes really anywhere. That's the best part about them. Like, they are so good everywhere. They don't make mistakes.
And I don't think they'll be nervous.
No.
I think Cignetti is the X factor also. Like he is.
Listen, they played in the Big Ten championship. Like, they're on the run now. They were in the playoff last year.
Right.
Right?
They've got all the confidence.
They've been around this.
Yeah.
I mean, they bludgeon these teams.
How are we feeling about the over-under in this game at 47.5? I kind of like the under.
28-17.
I kind of like the under.
28-20.
Because I think, Aaron, you brought it up with the way I think Miami wants to play this game. They want to limit the at-bat. So I think I'm going to roll with the under.
Unless you're just going to rely, Rothman, on Indiana to roll up like 50 on them.
Which is in play at this point. Which is just unbelievable.
I saw a stat.
Like, the point differential in these two playoff games for them is nuts.
Let me see if I can find this crazy stat about Indiana. So
everybody's like, was so down on Ohio State. I'm like, dude, you lost by 3, missing a 28-yard field goal. How the other guys fared? I mean, my goodness.
Right.
Ohio State's terrible. I'm like, dude, what do you think Dan Land is thinking in the second half? He's like, gosh, this happened to me last year.
Indiana was laying 25.5 at one point in that game.
I mean,
and I looked at my brother and I said, I think I got to grab Oregon here. Like, I think Indiana's going to maybe pull some players late, and then he never done it. Right.
And they blocked a punt on the 5.
Yeah, that's right.
Pedal down.
FBS or equivalent. Teams that scored 55 or more and won by 30 or more in 7 different games in a season. 1885 Princeton. 1886 Yale.
I mean,
2025 Indiana.
It's like, that's not real.
What is?
It's not real to score that much. And usually when you're scoring that much, you're giving up more points. Like, their defense, they don't really miss tackles. They fly to the football.
Yeah.
Like, I asked AJ, I was talking to AJ about this on my show today.
They tackle in space, which is good.
And I said, when was the last time you watched them make a mistake on defense? Like, they blew a gap and there was a big run. A guy blew a coverage. Like, you may get yards, you may complete balls, but, like, it's bang, bang.
Yeah.
Like, we're right there.
Yeah.
They don't make mistakes.
And we're a few quarters away from 3 years in a row, the national champ being an old team.
Yes.
Michigan, Ohio State, and now Indiana. That's where the game
There's
is.
something to that.
Yeah.
Like, that's why there's a shift in this recruiting philosophy and everything that's going on, because you want to get old, stay old. And playing, I joke with this because my man Schleggs was 24 when he was a senior. It's like, dude, 24-year-old versus
Roman
18 or 19. Yes. I mean, there's a big difference there. Like, you're a grown man.
Is that why the coaches are voting unanimously to make the redshirt rule 9 games?
Which, by the way, if we're going to move it there, like, just have 5 to play 5, and if you're going to draw a line, it's completely arbitrary. What's the difference between 4 plus the postseason? And now it's like, well, now we'll take it to 9. And I know why they're doing it, because so guys don't come to them like, well, I'm not playing very much. It's not going the way I want. I just want to sit out and save this year. And then they try to get exemptions and everything else. Just take all of that out of it and just let them play 5.
Good to see you, my man, as always. That's our man, BC. We'll come back in 2 minutes with our friend Dave Metzold and see if the Jackets can't catch a little fire here under the new head coach. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
New year, new you, new truck from Germain Toyota of Columbus. And the deals are built tough. Drive home the all-new 2026 Toyota Tacoma with 2.99% financing for up to 48 months. Need more muscle? The 2026 Toyota Tundra delivers with 2.99% financing for up to 72 months, or take $3,000 in customer cash. Germain Toyota has the truck and the deal you've been waiting for. Shop today at Germain Toyota of Columbus, where selection, value, and trust come standard. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-718-4040. That's 800-718-4040. 800-718-4040.
When it comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped. I had a gun, and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
Rothman Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Finding the sweet spot between the over and the under. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, Jackets get the bump, the bonus bump. So this wasn't a case where he was going to come in and be able to change schemes around or anything like that. He wanted to see compete level. He got it. We expected it. And the good news is after that lead slipped away, they were able to rescue it at the end. And it was a big game at Nationwide. So the key here is catching fire before the Olympic break and getting some hope to give their fan base that this isn't a season that's just going to be a might-have-been season. Now, I did check the Las Vegas points last night. And before the season, we were at training camp. And when Don Waddell was on, I looked at Don Waddell and I said, hey, what do you think of Las Vegas' point projection for you guys this year? He's like, you know what? I haven't seen it yet. Why don't you just tell me how many points we're supposed to have? And I said, well, Vegas says 84.5. And he looked at me and goes, all right, thanks very much. I didn't know that. Now, 84.5 is, not good. Right. Now, I just checked last night, and it was 85.5. So the fact is, and Mets and I have talked about this, and we'll put them on in 20 seconds, that because we were texting back and forth, and I'm like, this season is turning into one where we're going to count the points they should have had. Mm-hmm. And it's starting to feel that way. And I think the front office was feeling that way. That they were staying afloat. They're in the conversation. But this was such a key time before the Olympic break to try to catch some fire, because I think after, there's just not enough games, and there are too many teams between you and the wild card. So he did it. He pulled the trigger, and now it's this team's opportunity to maybe rescue their own season. With that being said, we go to the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. He is the rinkside reporter for the CBJ, our man, Dave Metzold. Metz,
what's up, AR?
Good to have you, my brother. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I like what I saw last night. It's only one game, but I liked it.
All right, so you and I have been around long enough to know you kind of expect that interim bump that you get. Guys want to impress the new coach, compete level, fighting, all that. All right, how sustainable is this? I guess let me ask you a bigger picture question. Like, was it as simple as that they watched too many leads slip away and you have to blame someone and the coach took the brunt of that?
I think it was a combination of that and then the rhetoric that followed that, to be honest with you. Like, you know what? Saw some good things, played pretty well, but we just didn't get the result. I'd like to see the guys get rewarded. We played pretty well. But, there was some of that after the Pittsburgh loss, even at home on that dreadful Sunday afternoon. There was some of it after the Colorado loss. Yeah, okay, so you didn't give up 8 goals to Colorado. You don't brag about that. You still lost 4-0. And I think some of that rhetoric got to be just a little bit tiresome to hear. So I think it was a combination of those things, to be quite honest with you. And, yeah, it is one game. And I love the bonus bump, by the way. You should get that on a T-shirt, especially if it continues. But I think it was a style of play, and it was seeing some of these guys like Kent Johnson and Adam Fantilli being given more opportunity to spread their wings. I think those are some things we can look for to continue maybe tomorrow night against Vancouver.
So Mets bonus comes in, and it's good to hear from you again. And listening to his press conference yesterday afternoon and then listening to him after the game, one thing that I feel like he really wants to do is play aggressive, play with pace, and not let up on teams, especially connecting the dots between that and some of these third period situations that haven't gone their way. When you look at that aspect of what he wants to bring, how much of that do you like, and how much did you like hearing that from him?
How can you not like it, right? And how can you not like words like nasty? You got to play a little nastier. How can you not like phrases like, you know what, every NHL player at this point of the season should be hurting, and if you're not, it's because you're not playing hard enough. That's music to my ears, because that's what it takes to win in the National Hockey League. The other thing that he said was, look, it's not the 80s anymore. You're not going to outscore teams to win. You got to play good defense to win, and all of that stuff folded together, I think, is what Blue Jackets fans should be wanting to hear when we've had to see these dreadful third periods and games lost and points lost. That should be music to your ears.
Yeah, it's odd, Mets, that because this was Don's hire. Everson was Don's hire. And so rarely would you see a guy pull a trigger that soon on a guy that he hired. So I am going to give him credit for not waiting if he felt like this season was starting to slip away, which you and I both think it was to some degree. But the fact that he saw that they play 7 of their next 8 at Nationwide, and you have a schedule with Calgary and Vancouver that could get a new guy out of the gate fairly quickly. Where are you on what they have to do before the Olympic break to give their fans hope?
Well, they've got 11 now left, right? I think you got to win 8 of them at least, especially because so many of them are at home, and you got a Vancouver team coming in here with 37 points tomorrow night. Looks like Elvis is going to get the start, give him a chance to get a little bit of his moxie back, a little bit of his swagger back, if you will. So, yeah, and the other important thing is, and Zach Werenski said it to me yesterday in the morning, he said, look, this is a sign from management that they believe in us. They believe in us and they think it can be done. That's a huge piece of it mentally for these guys because they've been through the ringer too, right? And they've got to have somebody show some belief in them, and that's what they've seen coming down from Don's office is, okay, we believe in you. You can do it. Here's the guy we think can lead you to the playoffs, the postseason.
So let's talk about Jet Greaves, Mets, because this guy last year, had that small-ish sample size that was really good, and there was some question going into the offseason of whether or not he could do it when they put more on his play. Well, I think he's answering that call, and I think Jacket fans have to feel really good about when he's in net right now.
Yeah, I think especially with, 8 straight starts, couple of back-to-backs in there. He handled them with no problem. And now take the way he has played and the way he has handled that with a stiffer defensive approach, right? So you can take a little bit of that pressure off, and it's not going to be so many one-goal games. It's not going to be so many overtimes. You hope if that defensive message gets through and they start playing that way, hopefully now these last 36 we got, is that right? 36 games will be a little bit less of a load on him. Sure, it's going to be tough because everybody ramps up, but if you get that defensive stiffness in front of him, it's going to make his job just a little bit easier.
What do you see that they can really grab a hold of, besides what Maddie said, which is you always need great goaltending? Bonus was talking about team defense, guys really banding together and that. But is there something that you've seen in this first big half of the season that you say that, hey, they can tap into this? They still have this in them? Because I think the narrative, Mets, was all we were looking at were the points they didn't get versus the ones they have gotten. Where are you on what you truly feel this team can hang their hat on here in the second half?
Well, if we can go off of just last night and the way that Bonus handled the young stars, and I'm talking about Kent Johnson, I'm talking about Adam Fantilli. Kent Johnson played season high in minutes yesterday and was impactful on Boone's goal. So I think that is a sign that he is going to lean on those guys a little bit more than Dean did. And we know what they can bring, right? We've seen their talent. KJ just hasn't performed up to the level that he performed last year. So I think looking at those guys, along with Marchenko and Voronkov up front, and what that veteran presence of a guy like Charlie Coyle brings, I mean, it's right there, guys. It's right there. Yeah. Defensively, Eric Goodbranson was back on the ice today. Don't be surprised if he doesn't draw in, if not tomorrow night, then maybe in Pittsburgh on Saturday. And his presence, just his physical presence, should make a difference. So those are some things that I think you can draw on. Plus the thing, here's what I love. Like, when things would go wrong with Ohio State football, you used to hear Urban Meyer say all the time, you know what? I saw that, and we're going to fix it. And then you'd hear Ryan Day say, you're right. We saw that, and we're going to fix it. Today, Rick Bonus said, yeah, we gave up 3 penalty power play goals last night. You know what? That penalty kill wasn't good, and we're going to fix it. I love that attitude alone right there.
Good. Yeah, he's not waiting. They can't afford to wait. And so he's been around long enough to be able to identify stuff quickly. Hopefully he does. Metz, you're the best man. Thanks. See you soon.
Anytime, guys.
That's our friend Dave Metzold, ringside reporter for the CBJ. I liked what I saw. The metrics that I would look at, one of their biggest underlying trends this season at the time of the change, Matty, is they're 4th in the NHL in shots on goal per game. Okay. And now it's weird to say, it's cliche, but you got to finish. Mm-hmm. And they got to get the shooting percentage up. And they were really sharp last night. I'm not going to take one game after firing a coach and saying this is who they are. But if they got that in them, if they can play with that intensity, there's nothing like urgency to light a fire under a team, and they got that now.
Fellas, I want you to have some urgency when it comes to your health, because if you're dealing with ED or low T issues, then listen closely, because the Columbus Men's Clinic is here to guide you and help you get things in order. If you're dealing with those two things, then your confidence, maybe even your relationships have been affected by it because you're just not who you used to be. Let's change that. No more excuses, because over at the Columbus Men's Clinic, they have a medical provider situation for you that is just so doing it the right way. And they've been doing it since 2014. They've been helping men get safe and get effective treatments for over a decade. So call them at 614-300-7400 right now, or book online in under 30 seconds at columbusmensclinic.com. Did you know that there's treatments that can help you maintain what you already have? That is right, fellas. Listen closely. Just like going to the gym to maintain muscle, there's ways to keep ED and low T at bay without a pill. So start taking care of yourself by getting over to the Columbus Men's Clinic, where, again, you're going to feel great coming out of there because you're going to have the confidence to get back to who you were. Again, call them at 614-300-7400, or you can book online in under 30 seconds at columbusmensclinic.com.
Here's a great tweet from our friend Pete Futek of College Football News. Dante Moore is returning to Oregon, but first, he says he's taking a vacation after a long season. Parentheses, first day of classes was January 6th. If this isn't professional football, I don't know what is.
I was wrong. I thought he was gone. I thought when you look at this quarterback class, he had to be getting some QB2 grades from the NFL and saying, hey, man, I wouldn't want to pass up on that. But maybe there's some financial confidence that I'm sure he's going to get from Phil Knight. And then maybe he just wants to say, I got to get better, too. So maybe it's the best of both worlds. But interesting quarterback room now out there in Eugene with Dante Moore back next year and Dylan Raiola in that room as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, Dante's the guy. So Dylan now knows that I ain't playing next year unless an injury happens.
That is a weird read that he would go there without knowing that he was leaving. Yeah. All right, we'll come back with Tell the Truth. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Wake up with the Fan. Eat lunch with the Fan. Go to bed with the Fan. Dream about the Fan. Then change your sheets. Gross.
Ew, you guys are gross, but stick around in case I don't find anyone else.
The Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tired of snoring? Dr. Mark Levy can help with a custom mouthpiece that opens your airway and stops the snoring. No mask, no noise. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com today. Stop snoring. Sleep better. Live better.
Below freezing? Fire up the grill at Billiards Plus. The grilling season never ends. While you're grill shopping, you'll love browsing Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Getting cold feet? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your furnace fast. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Hey, folks, winter is here. The number one cost for everyone each month are those pesky heating bills that never stop increasing. It is time to take action and do something about it. Call USA Insulation today and get your home insulated with our premium foam for only $99 a month, interest-free. That's right, $99 a month. You can have a warm, cozy home that you and your family deserves. 529-2440, 529-2440 for USAinsulation.net.
USA Insulation.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this. Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose, so you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on money lines, spreads, totals, or player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet just $5. It's the only betting app I use. Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply. In-app only.
We are the keepers of the wild, America's original and most invested conservationists. For more than 80 years, we've been committed to conserving wildlife and the natural landscapes that define our nation. From rugged alpine ridgelines to peaceful tall grass prairies, we've supported the conservation of more than 36 million acres of American wildlands. Our funding has led to cleaner water, fresher air, and improved wildlife habitat. From abundant fish and waterfowl populations to robust deer and elk herds, nothing is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters, stewards of the American outdoors.
America's hunters and target shooters, along with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, have invested more than $46 billion to help state fish and wildlife agencies manage and protect wildlife and wildlands across America. For more information, visit outdoorstewards.org.
Hey, it's T-Bone again. Listen up. Sleep apnea doesn't have to rule your nights. Dr. Mark Levy's been treating snoring and sleep apnea for over 15 years with proven results. And now he has an office in Marysville. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better. Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Winters can be brutal here in the Columbus area, and if you're cold in your home, even with the heat on, your old windows are the problem. Window Nation can help. Right now, during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 Windows free sale, you could get them with 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. It's easy to get the right windows to fit your home and budget. The pros at Window Nation will guide you every step of the way. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Schedule a consult now at windownation.com. Window Nation, a proud partner of Ohio State Athletics.
Hey, are you driving high right now? You might be, because a whole lot of people do. They say marijuana makes them a better driver, more careful, more focused. That's probably what the guy who killed a 4-year-old thought. And now, he's in prison. You see, no matter what you tell yourself, if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
What does it mean to give 100%? It means giving everything you've got, every single day. That's why the V Foundation gives 100% of every dollar donated directly to cancer research. So no matter what you give, we give 100% for life-saving research victories, 100% to making new discoveries that lead to innovative treatments, 100% to groundbreaking cancer research that could one day save someone you love. We know cancer research is working. Over the last 30 years, an estimated 4.5 million lives have been saved thanks to game-changing research breakthroughs. But there is more work to do. That's why the V Foundation gives 100% of every dollar donated directly to cancer research. We will always give 100% to accelerate victory over cancer.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Donate today at v.org.
Join Rothman and Ice every Thursday at 2:30 for Gold Jacket Thursday.
Presented by the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
A new Hall of Famer joins the show every week, but not OJ because he's dead and probably a murderer. The Fan. It's almost Football Friday. All play and no work.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football, The Fan. Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by McDaniel GM Superstore. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
All right, we're going to do a little Tell the Truth, but first, just to reiterate that Dante Moore is staying at Oregon. You know, they got close again, and he's going to stay, and I'm sure they made it very financially pleasing for him to do this, but I thought Tell the Truth to you guys.
Yeah.
Staying to then be part of a 2027 quarterback class that would include Julian potentially, Arch,
CJ Carr.
Mayava.
CJ Carr, yeah.
Sellers.
If he can get his act right, wouldn't put it past this Hoover kid at Indiana. If he has a good year.
Oh, Josh Hoover.
Yeah, Mateer down in Oklahoma.
Is he staying?
So
I think so.
It's going to be your boy Lagway.
He didn't commit to Baylor, right?
I think he committed to Baylor, but was still taking visits elsewhere or something like that.
So he's chasing the bag a little bit, using his leverage.
Man, the arm talent.
Listen, man, when you talk about
Maliava.
That game against Penn State, he'll always have that.
Drew Allen.
I want Jaden Mayava to play Iamale.
I'm just trying to name all of the people who were supposed to be awesome who turned out to be
Klubnik. Is Klubnik out of eligibility?
He's got to go.
He's gone.
Out of eligibility.
Garrett Nussmeier's done.
You know what?
Right?
Yeah, that's my boy.
I wonder, can you redshirt on the end?
What do you mean exactly?
Like if they approve this whole 4-game red shirt turns into a 9-game red shirt, can Cade Klubnik, who has exercised all of his eligibility, come back next year and say, I'll play the first 9 games. He's like, I need to fix my stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. But here, real quick,
7 years of college down the drain.
Yeah. Looking around the corner to Ohio State's 2026 schedule, they're going to see the following quarterbacks. Arch Manning. They'll see Dante Moore. They'll see Bryce Underwood. They will see, who else am I missing here? They will see Jordan Mailata for USC. And there's one more.
Whoever
that's pretty
Indiana
darn
gets.
good. And then Josh Hoover, over there at Indiana.
Or Little Mendoza.
Little Mendoza may take. And then
Alberto.
Sneaky
like him.
pickup for Northwestern. Aiden Childs has got something to him. Like, he's not a scrub.
Jackie Childs.
And so you got Chip Kelly as the OC, and they pick up Aiden Childs. I thought that was a pretty good pickup. So just right now on paper, Ohio State's going to be facing some good quarterbacks next year.
Little did we know that the fun effect of all this was that you get to see a lot of different guys going to different places, and every year it just feels like where we are, which is like NFL free agency, but you don't see the quarterbacks move as much in the NFL, and here they are just flying around the country.
And I don't think that you get a decision like this from Dante Moore if we're not in the NIL era. I really don't think so, because you can't, to me, pass up on the money on the other side unless you have what I think's happening and what we kind of know is happening around the sport, to where he and his camp probably talked to Phil Knight, talked to Dan Lanning, looked at the landscape of where the quarterbacks are right now in college and how much they're getting paid. And if some of these reports are true, and guys that are, to me, lesser quarterbacks than Dante Moore are getting $4 to $5 million, you can only imagine what that number's like for him to come back for another year.
The motivation to leap to the pros for the money isn't what it used to be.
Right.
They can stay now. All right, TLC, take us home, bud.
We're not having a segment built off this, but Ice, just so you know, Ranger Suarez 5 years to Boston, which is where free agents go to die.
I like Garrett Crochet and Suarez, though. They've had a pretty good offseason. They had some. They had to calm down their fans after losing Bregman.
Threes is a Hall of Famer.
That's great. Congrats, James. That was coming.
Yep.
I'm happy it is.
Yep.
Tremendous career, tremendous guy, and couldn't be more happy for him. That's a really cool thing to be, and I know he's been to the top of the mountain in the NFL and all that, but there is something to be said for where it all started, where he was not a can't-miss dude. Like, there was he
cool
really
story.
had to earn it, and to be a 3-time All-American here at Ohio State. You knew he was going to be a college football Hall of Famer, but that's awesome. Congrats to he and his family.
So happy for his success. I'll echo everything that you just said, and it's cool to see him have the success he's having as the linebacker coach over there as well. When you look at the last couple of years and how much high-level play they've gotten from Cody Simon and Sonny Styles to Sonny Styles and Arvell Reese and that crew. I think if you're a Buckeye fan, you got to be really confident that that's going to continue because of everything you mentioned about his career, the type of guy he is, and how people, I think, just gravitate towards James because of his personality. But also, once you get beyond that, obviously how well this guy knows the game.
And from just a name standpoint, to be associated with the other linebackers, the Tom Cousineau, the Chris Spielman.
That's elite
just
stuff.
That's to
rare
hear
air.
your name at that position at Ohio. Randy Gradishar, who we had on, obviously now an NFL Pro Football Hall of Famer.
Bobby Carpenter.
That's the cool part. Not yet, I don't believe, in the college football Hall.
I thought you were just naming good
no.
Buckeye linebackers.
Well, yes, but I'm guys that played that position that made the College Football Hall of Fame. Yep.
Listener of the show? Occasionally?
Bobby Carpenter? Yes.
I meant James.
Oh.
He might tap in every once in a while. Who knows?
Busy man.
He is a busy man.
A few names that he's going in with. We got Mark Ingram.
Okay.
We got Marvin Harrison Sr., Aaron Donald. I don't know how they decide who gets in when, because Kijana Carter, I would have thought that he would have gotten in a long time ago. I don't know what the eligibility deal is.
Yeah, I don't either. That is weird.
He got in. And Dominican Sue, who's one of the best players of my life.
Heisman finalist, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rothman, help me out with this one. Bears offensive lineman from Hawaii. Last name. Olin what? How do you pronounce it?
Kreutz.
Olin Kreutz.
Yeah, I think he does media in Chicago, or he does some analysis.
When I went to Chicago, like his picture was in like all the bars, and like he's like a celebrity there.
Nice. That's awesome. Hey, before we go, you missed anything from our show, don't worry. You can always catch up wherever you get your podcast. All you got to do Just type in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3 is waiting there for you. Subscribe to the pod. Bet365 is the sponsor of the Rothman and Ice podcast. Common Man and Timmy coming up next. Nicole Sheeran at 3:30. Jeff Rimmer at 5:30.
All right, good to talk to all of you again. We'll be back tomorrow at high noon. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We test marketed naming the show A Guy and His Butlers.
Oh, that is very touching.
But we thought Bishop and Friends had a better ring to it.
Weekday mornings at 9.
The Fan.